scenery, gotten lost in the depth of our reefs, or even awed at the green of the leaves of our trees, don't hesitate to donate and volunteer. Don't hesitate to care. We are here for you. The Bahamas National Trust, BNT. 3 letters that spell out simply, perfectly, and undoubtedly that we are yours.
At Rusty Bethel Drive, I'm Paiswell Forbes. This is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Jiminita Swain and the Bahama Beauty at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas from Studio A. It all starts right now.
Welcome to What's Trending. I'm Jiminita Swain, your insider on all things bold, buzzy, and worth talking about. From the headlines lighting up your feed to the real issues shaping our world. Today is Monday, July 21st, so kick back and get ready to catch the buzz. On today's show, get ready to lend your voice and share your ideas on health issues that matter and those that can help shape the future of the Bahamas. It's a special forum designed for all youth and health advocates. Also, the summer months are here and the kids are out of school, so while many of them are attending summer camps, a local resort is also offering activities to capture their unique talents and skills. That and more after the break. You're watching What's Trending.
Tired of looking at the same old kitchen? Step 1. Our talented recommended designer Mark crafts a custom design just for you. Step 2. Once your design is ready, CBS Bahamas makes ordering effortless. Your dream kitchen is within reach. Step 3. Our recommended installers bring your vision to life, ensuring every detail is perfectly in place. Sit back and relax as your dream space becomes a reality. Visit cbsbahamas.com and start bringing your home improvement dreams to life today.
You've got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
With our adoption by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
We figured that we could use the first Bahamas branch of Toastmasters Club 1600, an all-male club that specializes and focuses on developing young men for leadership through communication.
This program has grown and has impacted our school in such a positive way that I don't think we'll ever have them leave us.
Too often, instead of us looking within, we look outside for someone to blame. Go take a look in the mirror. Instead of trying to identify what the problems are, let's try and figure out how we become a part of the solution.
We are teaching these children how to dream beyond their community.
Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
Young Bahamians are being given the platform to speak up, share their ideas, and help shape a healthier, more empowered future. This Thursday, the Ministry of Health and Wellness is hosting Hope for the Future 2.0, a youth-focused forum that brings together young leaders, health advocates, and national policy makers, all under one roof. Joining us in studio today to discuss this timely and important event is Adria Davis. Welcome to What's Trending, Adria.
Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you here with us. So let's start with the big picture. What's the main objective of the Hope for the Future 2.0 Youth Forum, and how is this event structured?
So the main objective for this event is to promote healthy school nutrition policies, and we wanted students to get the chance to have a discussion with our national policymakers to discuss how to have a healthier future for our students, healthier lifestyles.
That sounds very interesting. So why was now chosen as the right moment to host this Youth Senate Forum? And is this initiative connected in any way to national health challenges? You mentioned the feeding program.
Right. So last year around this same time, we had a Hope for the Future event talking about healthier nutrition policies. So this year we decided to break this down into more of a conversation. So last year around the same time, we decided to have an event at Rawson Square. It was similar to this, where we did a panel discussion where we were talking to our audience about how you can have healthier lifestyles, you know, cut back on fatty foods, high sugar foods, and different things like that. So this go around, we decided to present that information to policymakers and see what they're actually doing about this. So we decided to discuss
a number of key issues.
So we decided to discuss key issues about policies, nutritional facts, different things like that, and we really wanted to break this conversation down because we had previously spoken to the Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Michael Darville, about the Sugar Sweetened Beverage Act that he was presenting, and we really wanted to discuss that further and see where the mind of the people are.
So how are the youth positioned to play a meaningful role in shaping this health policy as we move forward?
Right, so the youth are the ones being presented these unhealthy foods. They're at school 1/3 of the day, you know, so they're really being affected by all these unhealthy, ultra-processed foods. So we really wanted them to say what they want in schools. How can we promote further for them to have these healthier food options?
So can you tell us how the participating youth were selected, or are they invited to participate in the forum?
So they were invited to participate in the forum. We actually had one of the participants from last year. She said a speech actually about how she would like to see healthier foods in her schools, and we decided to bring her back on. We also have a parent who also would like to advocate for healthier school nutrition policies and other policymakers on our panel.
Are we going to have any representation from the Family Islands or any underrepresented communities engaged in this conversation?
Unfortunately, not at this time, but hopefully for the future and our future events, we hope to bring more Family Island representatives.
And so the youth that are involved, will they be engaging directly with the policymakers, since you say it is a forum?
Yes, definitely. It's a panel discussion. Everyone is involved, as well as our audience. We would have a segment for Q&A.
That sounds good. And what systems are in place to ensure that youth feedback or ideas that are shared at this forum are properly documented and followed up with?
So after our panel discussion, the forum, we would have a survey to further understand if we didn't get anything down, then we would like to hear more of what we can add on inside school nutrition policies. So we will have a survey at the end of our forum.
And how do you measure the impact of events like this?
So the turnout, right now we have about 100 persons registered to attend the forum. So by that amount of people, as well as the feedback from the Q&A, you know, if we get any responses about what we can do, then
so all of that information is collected.
Right.
That's great stuff. So are there opportunities for ongoing engagement beyond Thursday, say like mentorship, interns, or youth or advisory roles?
So right now at Healthy Bahamas Coalition, we are trying to get more members to attend our meetings, advocating for promotion for NCD awareness and promotion. So after the forum, persons are able to contact us about that.
And just remind our viewers the time, location of Thursday's event, so if they want to get involved, they can, and what they need to do to get involved.
Right, so it's this Thursday at the Bahama Convention Center at 6 p.m. Registration starts at 5:30, and you can register through our link on our Facebook page at Healthy Bahamas Coalition.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Adria, for joining us on What's Trending. We wish you and the coalition all the best in this event and your future endeavors.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. So don't go anywhere. We're heading behind the scenes at Atlantis for a look at some must-see events you don't want to miss. You're watching What's Trending. We'll be right back.
Your home is your sanctuary. The last thing you need to worry about is rodents. Once they enter your property, they can be tough to get out. If you're concerned about rodents, call Rent-A-Kill Initial. We offer the latest, most effective treatment for safe, fast, and long-lasting results. From prevention to elimination, our integrated approach guarantees protection. For rodent control you can trust, there's only one name in the Bahamas: Rent-A-Kill Initial.
Diet-friendly special.
Welcome to the Intra-African Trade Fair 2025, the gateway to abundant opportunity, the platform for more, access to a continent with more makers and creators, more technology and manufacturing capabilities, more innovators and collaborators, more information and knowledge, a continent of opportunities for business in more markets and resources that accelerate progress and create space for more infrastructure, connectivity and networking, more creativity, production, and more deals for the people. Afrexim Bank, in collaboration with the African Union Commission and the AFCFTA Secretariat, brings you the 4th Intra-African Trade Fair, hosted by the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. Over 2,000 exhibitors, 35,000 plus attendees, 140 plus countries, $44 billion in trade and investment opportunities. Register now and enter the gateway to new opportunities.
Strong family bonds provide a crucial support system, often filling the gaps that might otherwise lead to reliance on social assistance.
If we get the family structure support system right, you won't see adult children willingly putting their parents in senior citizens' homes. You won't see anyone putting children up for adoption. We should be the safety net for when the family begins to have some challenges.
Addressing the root causes of dependency is essential, as our goal is to shift the focus from merely providing aid to fostering self-reliance.
We must be prepared to move persons from dependency to self-sufficiency to economic empowerment. And I'm asking the public to join us on this journey.
This has been the Heartbeat Brief, an inside look at the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting.
The Atlantis Resort, known around the world for its sprawling water park, vibrant marine habitat, luxury accommodations, and celebrity chef dining, is going all out this summer. From family fun to world-class entertainment, there's something happening every week. Joining us today is Marketing Manager Shanice Strawn, here to give us the inside scoop. Welcome to What's Trending, Shanice.
Thank you for having me.
So great to have you here with us. Now, Atlantis is always bringing the magic, but this summer it seems like something extra is happening. So tell us about your summer camps and kids adventures. What are some of the fun themes and experiences families can expect this year?
So we would like to highlight 4 family-friendly and kid-friendly activities that we have going on this summer, actually happening right now. One of them right now is Rob Lake. Not sure if you've ever heard of the magic of Rob Lake. He's an exceptional illusionist, and he is having his residency with us right now until August 31st. We have been having a lot of locals, a lot of hotel guests leaving the show completely in awe. I have seen the show several times and I am still myself in awe, like, how did he do this? How did he do that? And it is a show that has a lot of audience participation, a lot of guest engagement. So we are encouraging locals to come out, see the magic show before it goes. And not just that, aside from that, we have a new program, a new guest activity that we are offering called Lost City Escapes. It is an escape room where you get to solve puzzles, solve riddles in order to complete a mission. And this is something that's perfect for groups and not just families, not just friends. If you're interested in doing something corporate, team building, you know, to get out of the ordinary, sip and paint out of the ordinary pizza party, come and do the escape room, and these things are also affordable. So the magic show.
Well, they definitely sound great, but let me just get into one question. You also recently had the premiere for the recent movie premiere that took place, that was shot at the Atlantis Resort. What has been the feedback from that experience?
We have had a lot of traction from the Medea movie. A lot of guests are inquiring about staying at the resort, of course, staying at the water park. Now, some persons think that, okay, you have to pay to go on each ride, but you know, of course, that's just comedy. We do, the water park and everything is all included once you book with the hotel. So it has been really, really, really good feedback, and we are more than happy for this exposure.
And obviously these summer camps are great, but looking towards the future, any sneak peeks at what persons can expect after the summer rolls out?
Yes, of course. So we have, and you would have heard it here first, coming August 1st, and this is going to go through to November 15th, we have an Aquaventure resident rate. So you get to experience all that we have to offer, 141 acres of water park fun for just $70 for adults and only $45 for kids.
Sounds
you can't beat
like
that.
A steal of a deal.
It's a steal. It's not the 700 that Medea spoke about. It's very little, very affordable, and we want to encourage you to come before the summer ends, and then once the summer is over, visit us again.
And we understand that your popular Barbie Boardwalk experience, I think, is wrapping up as well. You want to talk to us about that?
It is. So Barbie has been to Atlantis for a little over a year now, and we know that a lot of persons thought that this was going to be a staple, this was going to be something that was staying with us, but it was just a very year-long pop-up, and we are winding down to the end of the Barbie experience, where persons can come and play in the ball pit. It is the largest ball pit in the Caribbean. There are tons of Instagrammable moments, lots of photos that you can take. We have bubble mazes. And I mean, everyone is Barbie now. Like, Barbie is encouraging all of us to, like, get the Barbie within us, bring it out. Barbie, you can be anything. That is leaving us on August 10th. And you can purchase tickets at barbieatlantis.com for just $35 plus taxes.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like a lot of fun, a lot of activities.
A lot of fun. We're always the place to be.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Shanice, for joining us on What's Trending today. It's definitely been a pleasure.
And thank you for having me.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, don't go anywhere. More fun, more buzz, and trending stories coming up after the break.
For us at the Myers Group of restaurants, we found that we have a pretty large portion of our employment pool that had difficulty getting bank accounts.
The issue we had previously was just getting cash, getting funds on the island. And with only one working ATM, the idea of the sand dollar just in being digital, and everybody has a smartphone nowadays, it actually worked into our favor.
The sand dollar was like a godsend because it allowed us to add it to our payroll system, which means we're able to send their money to the sand dollar wallet.
It's still a bank transfer because you get an account number. So from the employer side of things, all I have to do is send your funds just as usual.
It opens up our pool for us to be able to hire some of the people that we couldn't hire before because they were unable to open bank accounts. This has been a really good solution.
Hey, ladies, where's the dance? Oh, okay, thanks. Bets.
Greg, what's up?
Ready, man, how you doing?
I'm doing well. He's meditating. You gotta give him at least an hour.
All right, well, I can wait. I ain't got nothing to do. Penitentiary said now on to independence.
The Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting is partnering with the Bahamas Christian Council to help build stronger Bahamian families.
I believe that our ultimate experience in living begins with God and family.
Our purpose is to facilitate, guide, inspire, and equip you to have a better life.
And a strong family foundation begins with each of us trying to become better individuals. Let's unite
for a stronger Bahamas.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting, the heartbeat of the nation, leading Bahamians from dependency to self-sufficiency to economic empowerment.
Grab your iced coffee and your emotional support lip gloss because it's time for What's the Buzz, where we unpack the mess, the magic, and everything in between, from presidential health scares to kiss scam catastrophes. We've got the headlines that had the group chat screaming. Let's get into it. Our Bahama beauty is off living her best tour life this week, but don't panic, we've still got all the buzz, and baby, it's piping hot. First up, the internet lost its collective mind when TikTok rumors claimed President Donald Trump had 4 days to live. But the White House hit unfollow on that fake news real quick. Turns out the 79-year-old was diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency, a super common condition that causes swelling in the legs. The doc says it's benign, manageable, and he is not in any pain. So yes, Trump is still very much standing and still tweeting. Next up, Shade Alert. A Coldplay concert turned into a full-on HR scandal when astronomer CEO Andy Byron was caught on the kiss cam getting cozy with his head of people. That's not the office romance we meant. They tried to duck it literally, but the internet caught it all. Meme goal. Since then, he's resigned. His wife's dropped his last name on all socials, and TikTok turned every kiss scam into a scandal starter pack. Even Morgan Wallen jumped in during a concert joking, "Anyone here with your side chick? You're safe." Note to self, if you're gonna cheat, don't sit near the Jumbotron. Meanwhile, in Barbie Land, it's war. Nicki Minaj dragged SZA hard online, calling her musty, clowned her vocals, and even demanded her birth certificate. Yes, really. It started with drama involving SZA's label Boss Punch, escalated with some cryptic tweets, and then Nicki dug up some decade-old shade tweets about Beyonce and Madonna. SZA, ice cold. She responded with a chill, "Be blessed," and went back to selling out stadiums. Meanwhile, Nicki tagged the FBI and even pulled in a congresswoman. This beef? Now federal. From beefs to bops, the queen of high notes is back. Mariah Carey just announced her 16th album, Here for It All, dropping September 26. It's her first album since 2018's Caution and her debut under new label Gamma. No word yet if it'll dethrone All I Want for Christmas, but you know the lambs are already screaming. And late night lovers, grab a tissue. CBS is officially canceling The Late Show with Stephen Colbert by next May. After 33 years of laughs, monologues, and top-tier shade, the network says it's all about money. Fans say rude. So yeah, no more Colbert in your pajamas. Late night's golden era may be clocking out. And finally, switching gears to some somber vibes, TV legend Malcolm Jamal Warner, Theo Huxtable from The Cosby Show, has tragically passed at 54 after a drowning accident in Costa Rica. Beloved for his roles on Cosby, Malcolm and Eddie, 911, and even Grammy-winning music work, he leaves behind a huge legacy. And that's What's the Buzz, Drama, Drag, Diva Returns, and a little Venus insufficiency to keep it grounded. See you next time.
If you would like to be a part of What's Trending, DM us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS.
In 2010, a grant helped Bahamas striping group of companies get started. Today, that seed has grown into a national force, building roads, airports, and brighter futures. Now, we're leading the way through public-private partnerships, what we call 3Ps, where government vision meets private sector innovation. 3Ps empowers local subcontractors, giving them the chance to bid. And with every contract, we're putting money directly into communities, creating jobs, supporting families, and fueling growth. From roads in Eleuthera to community centers in the inner city, we're not just laying asphalt, we're laying foundations for financial opportunity. At Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we believe in building more than infrastructure. We're building up Bahamians who build the Bahamas. 3Ps, public-private partnerships for people, progress, and prosperity.
Diet-friendly special.
We are here in the time of need. There's no discrimination. The mission is to relieve the suffering. We volunteer, we deliver care. With donors and partners, we're always here to turn compassion into action. Protecting life and health with our training throughout the years. We empower to heal the world. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas. Community farming for food security. Climate programs suited for our island country. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas.
This message brought to you by the Bahamas Red Cross Society in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Agriculture plays an important yet underrated role in the economies of Caribbean islands. While not completely self-sustaining, it plays a vital role in enhancing food security. Climate variables such as unpredictable rainfall patterns and excessive heat often cause farmers to face unprecedented challenges.
Where there is the expectation of increased heat, that can affect the development of the crops, of the livestock, as well as for dairy production, we can see a decrease in the dairy production. Heat also plays an effect on human health as well. We would want to ensure that farmers wear protective clothing, make sure that they keep themselves well hydrated, shift the hours, of the exposure outside. That is an option as well that you can look at.
While certain regions may experience prolonged droughts, predictions also raise concerns regarding heavy rainfall, hurricanes, and flooding.
The expected increases in the tropical cyclone activity, those strong winds can have an impact on your crops. That can have an impact on your infrastructure. For the farmers, who would have the crops above ground, for those periods of time, maybe you can plant some root crops, that's an option. So there's several things that the farmer can do, to adapt to our ever-changing climate.
On Tuesday's show, we're cooking up something special for you, so you won't want to miss it. Be sure to follow us on Instagram. That's at What's Trending on ZNS for all the latest buzz, behind-the-scene moments, and what's hot on the timeline. We'll be right back here tomorrow at 6 p.m. with more lifestyle, entertainment, and everything in between. I'm Jimmy Swain. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition has a look at stories making news tonight. A landmark ruling in climate justice from the International Court of Justice. Plus, are investments the only thing attracting people to Freeport? The city manager says there's something else drawing attention. And what are your legal rights when defending yourself against an intruder? We break it down with insight from Legal Minds.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping news, the International Court of Justice recently ruling that climate change is a life-threatening crisis, strengthening the country's fight for climate justice. The declaration reinforces the legal responsibility of nations to protect the environment and the people who depend on it. While the court's opinion is only advisory and not legally binding, it establishes a legal foundation which small island states can use in further litigation. While ruling is seen as historic, environmentalists weighs in, stating that the country must continue to do all it can to solidify its stance. Shane Stubbs has more in tonight's top story.
The Bahamas has been pleading with member states to engage in urgent action in respect of climate change. Along with other small island developing states, we have highlighted our vulnerabilities and our predicament.
The International Court of Justice issuing a landmark advisory opinion affirming what the Bahamas and other vulnerable nations have long argued, that major polluting countries have a legal obligation to reduce their emissions and provide support for the damage they have caused. In its ruling, the International Court recognizes climate change as an urgent and life-threatening crisis, reinforcing the responsibility of nations to protect the environment. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis, in a press release, said, "Today's decision affirms that the Bahamas was right all along. Climate change is not just an environmental issue, it is a human rights issue. The court has made it clear that the world's largest polluters must take responsibility and help repair the damage they have caused. This is not charity, it is a legal obligation." The ruling backs up future litigation for small island states in its fight for climate justice. While complimentary of the ICJ and the government of the Bahamas' fight for climate justice, environmentalist Joe Darville suggests that the Bahamas must continue showing and proving that proactive measures against climate change are being taken here in the country, which includes less dredging of seabeds and mangroves, which aids in carbon omission.
If you dredge 100,000 acres of prime mangroves in Bimini or any place in the Bahamas, you're talking about releasing down to 5, 6, 7 feet of carbon that has sequestered there over the centuries.
There's also the advocacy for cruise ships in port to utilize onshore power, lessening the use of fuel being emitted into the atmosphere, and better regulation of fines for black water emissions into our waters.
We've had a couple examples where a cruise ship particular had done things like black water, which is sewage, from toilets into our water, but because the ship is registered in Florida, they paid the fine to Florida, not to the Bahamas, when she should have had that.
Though unpleased that the ruling is not legally binding, the environmentalist expresses future hope for some level of compensation to be handed out.
Somehow, the International Court of Justice got to come up with some other bargaining chips so that we could get compensation for what is being done to our little, what we call island states across the planet.
Now, according to Darville, he says environmentalists remain eager and ready to partner with the government in protecting the country from the impacts of climate change. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Well, while activities and excursions are certainly a big part of the island experience, the city manager for the Grand Bahama Port Authority believes it's the city's appearance that leaves a lasting impression, from its cleanliness and peaceful atmosphere to well-maintained public spaces. He says these qualities are what truly set the island apart for visitors and residents alike. We share more in tonight's City in Motion. If there's one thing that remains true about the city of Freeport, it's the beauty. It's not just in the coastline or the well-kept roundabouts. It's in the feeling you get when you drive through the clean streets. City officials are intentional about preserving that experience, an experience they say should feel unmatched. Grand Bahama Port Authority's city manager, Troy McIntosh, says maintaining the city's infrastructure is more than just a duty. It's a top priority. But what keeps their team inspired, he says, are stories just like this one.
I had someone from Nassau just yesterday said to us, they visit Freeport for the first time from Nassau. They fell in love with Freeport, and they're going to move here as a result of that.
While the island's natural beauty is undeniable, what's also drawing people in is the promise of progress. From the ongoing construction of the new Freeport Health Campus to the Grand Lucine redevelopment, the planned revival of the International Bazaar, the harbor expansion, Freeport Container Port upgrades, and the recently opened Carnival's Celebration Key, Freeport is on the move. But behind the headlines, there's something more subtle that's resonating with locals and visitors alike. The city's peaceful, clean, and inviting atmosphere.
That's what we want. We want, when you come here, you have a good experience. You experience these beautiful roads, large lots, because we're maintaining. But we want the residents also to maintain, not just because you want people here, but because you live here, and because you are comfortable, and because things are beautiful, and we want to keep it that way.
To preserve that atmosphere, McIntosh says it takes more than city workers. It takes a community. He explains how everyday residents can play their part in keeping Freeport beautiful.
One of the things we do see that is a negative is we see a lot of illegal dumping, and there's no need for it because a lot of things that we see dumped is free to the landfill. Washers, dryers, fridge, those are all free things to go to the landfill.
Still, officials say no matter what, they'll continue doing their part to ensure the island remains clean.
And I can tell you, we have a group of professionals that really their hands on the wheel to get it done.
So the next time you talk about Freeport, remember to say it's a city in motion. Now on to public health news. With mosquito season peaking, Alana Williams, Acting Director of Environmental Health Services, says crews are ramping up island-wide fogging while vector control officers go door to door in Freeport, sharing prevention flyers and advising residents to turn over or remove water holding containers that serve as breeding grounds for mosquito larvae.
Fogging takes place from one end of the island to the other. Once that cycle is complete, then the cycle is started again. Mainly fogging is done in areas that are low-lying or swampy areas where water is collected. Fogging is mainly for the adults to ensure kill for the adults. The department does not fog during the rainy periods. As soon as the weather permits, then fogging is resumed.
The department is also ramping up its fogging efforts across the island. She says teams are targeting low-lying and swampy areas where standing water creates prime breeding grounds for mosquitoes.
Whereby officers will go from house to house to ensure that containers, any catchment containers, whether they are buckets or tires or anything that captures water, officers ensure that persons know that they are to turn over these containers to prevent mosquito larvae from producing.
Switching gears now, it's a scenario no one wants to face: an intruder in your home and a split-second decision to defend yourself. But in the Bahamas, even if it's self-defense, using deadly force doesn't guarantee legal immunity. Tonight, we speak to a legal expert about what the law really allows and why crossing the line, even in self-defense, could lead to serious charges. Raven Davis reports.
If you kill an intruder in your home, you could still end up in court. That's the reality in the Bahamas, where even in cases of self-defense, citizens can face legal scrutiny and may be required to justify their actions at a coroner's inquest.
And you face at least the theoretical risk of criminal liability being found against you. And I'm not saying that persons should not use all force necessary to protect themselves, but you must also be careful that you do not unnecessarily take someone's life.
Unlike the United States, where castle doctrine and stand your ground laws can offer automatic protection, the Bahamas has no such statute on the books. Still, the courts do recognize your right to defend your life and your home, but only under very specific conditions.
Now, in this regard, the court protection is that the individual in our jurisdiction normally is not going to be held criminally liable, and that's for assault, battery, manslaughter, or murder, if indeed the force that they use, and this is the key caveat, is deemed by the court reasonable and necessary in the circumstances.
He says deadly force may be justified, but only if the threat is immediate. That means a real and present danger of death, serious injury, or violent crime like rape, armed robbery, or aggravated burglary.
So, for example, the court is going to look at the whole range of circumstances involved. What was the intruder doing at the time the deadly force was used? Were they fleeing? Had they been clearly subdued already? Did they pose an immediate threat?
But this is where the law becomes controversial. If the intruder is subdued or attempting to flee and you continue to use force, your actions may no longer be seen as self-defense under Bahamian law.
I'll use an analogy. If I'm in my home asleep and I perceive by noise or other means that an intruder has entered and I attempt to confront and accost them, if I have successfully subdued them in that moment and it is clear to me that they are attempting to flee, I do not have the right to use further force against them, even as a means of apprehension. And so I have to be clear with the public. We need to be clear with the public. Individuals who do not have a warrant badge from the Royal Bahamas Police Force do not have the power to conduct arrests.
So the bottom line here, you have a right to protect yourself, but only with force that's proportionate. Once the threat is over, what you do next could be the difference between walking free or facing prosecution. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
And still to come.
A growing concern at the Humane Society why Grand Bahama's pet population is spiraling out of control. All that, sports, and more when we return.
The Bahamas has been a nation marching for progress. We are more than sunny skies and blue seas. We are a nation filled with purpose, opportunity, and innovation. With each generation, our spirit grows stronger, our dreams brighter, with our banners waving high. Join us as we continue to pass the torch, fostering freedom, progress, opportunity, and innovation for years to come. Happy Independence, Bahamas, from Commonwealth Bank.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Grand Bahama. Eagle Eye and Preston Knowles Production presents, backed by popular demand, A Man's Point of View, The Encore, one night only, July 26 at 8 p.m. at the Regency Theater. Tickets are $40 and are available at the 17 Shop and Imagine Graphics.
It's back to school with Bellevue Gifts and Supplies. Shop now and get huge savings on composition books, 15% off textbooks, workbooks, school supplies, and all teachers' aids. Bellevue Gifts and Supplies, Queens Highway, making going back to school more affordable.
Strength isn't claimed, it's built. At Heroic Concrete, every block is made with purpose, crafted to protect, poured to endure. From ready-mix to premium 8-inch blocks, we supply the strength our nation needs. Proudly made in Grand Bahama, built for hurricanes, built for legacy. Creating products to bring value to our lives and strength to our future. Call 820-4376 or email sales@heroicgrouplimited.com.
Have the following supplies on hand at the start of the hurricane season:
A minimum 3-day supply of water, which provides 1 gallon of water per person per day. Minimum 3-day supply of non-perishable food items. Flashlights and extra batteries. A battery-powered radio to receive broadcasts that will keep you informed of the storm. A first aid kit. A 7-day supply of any prescribed medication. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared.
Your number one team in the north. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. The Humane Society of Grand Bahama is facing an even faster growing pet population issue due to receiving over 40 canines over 2 days. The dilemma has been a concern for the organization for years, but now officials say it has ballooned overwhelmingly. Our Matthew Martinborough shares more details in this report.
Grand Bahama takes in approximately 100 to 120 animals in a month, despite its pre-existing overcrowding issue. However, since Monday and Tuesday, the organization took in over 40 dogs, both stray and full-breds, an overall mix of breeds from Shih Tzu to Belgian Malinois puppies and adult canines. Executive Director for the nonprofit, Elizabeth Burrows, says the majority of the canines have been surrendered due to a lack of appropriate supervision.
So these were people bringing in puppies, kittens, dogs. We had a dog brought in because the young woman is traveling too much and doesn't have anyone to look after the dog. We had another dog brought in because the young man is going away to study and nobody in his family wants to take care of the dog.
A major contributor to the overflowing capacity dilemma has been private dog breeders who cannot sell nor take care of their respective litters and owners who do not spay or neuter their pets, a service free of charge through the Humane Society.
There was a litter of pit bull puppies that was brought in that they realized they couldn't sell, couldn't take care of. So, yeah, we have a huge problem. We had 2 or 3 small breed dogs surrendered. We had a stray Belgian Malinois brought in, which is one of the most common breeds we see as far as purebred dogs. Pit bulls, Shih Tzus, Shih Tzu mixes.
The executive director adds it has been overwhelming for the past few years, adding the overcrowding pet population is also a reflection of the average local pet ownership landscape.
We don't have enough good homes on the island. And our options for sending them to rescues abroad have been reduced by quite a lot in the last few years because most of the rescues in the States are also inundated. So it's a worldwide problem.
Now Burroughs is advising the public to take pet ownership more seriously. And if you're looking forward to being a first-time pet owner, look towards the Humane Society as their pets are receiving up-to-date medical service alongside a microchip that can be accessed directly from the owners if the pet is reported lost or missing. All for the low adoption fee of just $50. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
Thanks, Matthew. Well, finally, in news, the legal community continues to mourn one of their own following the sudden passing of a noted attorney, Harvey Tynes. King's Counsel Cleopatra Murphy has that story.
Harvey Tynes' case, he was very astute with the law and thorough, and local attorney K. Brian Hanna, who learned a lot about crafting his own legal arguments, working with Tynes for more than 20 years, counts his death as a great loss to the legal profession. He says up-and-coming lawyers will miss seeing Tynes, who died at 80, perform and present arguments in court.
He utilizes library, and the way he does it it's just awesome. It's just different from the normal run of things. I can very well say he was extremely thorough in his arguments. And whenever he had to go to court, he's well prepared. Extremely prepared. He covers all the grounds. He was something that I can very well say will be missed in this profession. But let me take the time to just, extend my condolences to the family. And, I hope everything works out with them, and my prayers are with them.
Outside of the profession, Hannah says Tynes was a stand-up individual, one he remembers fondly.
Honest, straight up integrity. He would tell you before you even put a dollar on the table that how he's going to do your case and practically can give you results. But one thing I can say, he was an honest gentleman, you know, very, very straight up and transparent in what he's doing. No sideways or whatever. He's totally straight up.
Attorney Cassietta McIntosh also reflected on Tynes, who she says was a pillar in the legal community.
Someone who we looked up to, who we can go to for legal guidance, and who we could go to just to have a good laugh and share a joke. Mr. Tynes was always a kind man, and he showed no indifference to me at any point in time, and I thank him for that.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
And that is a look at stories making news. Jay, what's happening in sports?
Well, a boxing tournament is set for this weekend. It's going to be a pretty interesting one with a number of characters, I'd say.
All right, sounds exciting. That's coming your way next. But first, a check on the local weather forecast.
Here at Island Bedding, we provide Bahamians a local option for factory direct quality sleep products. We have also expanded to include a range of furniture and home accessories. Check out our new living room pieces, including sectional, TV stands, accent tables, and more. Come on down to Island Bedding and feast your eyes on prices you have to see to believe. Located at number 5 Queens Highway, across from Caribbean Veterinarian.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I still want to put shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
And I still want to put shoes on your feet.
We still want to put shoes on your feet.
2 locations to put shoes on your feet. Downtown Freeport, and now our newest location in the Carmichael City Shopping Plaza, right behind the Walk-Up Wendy's, Carmichael Road West.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Renew. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
Join us for City in Motion, your inside look at the people, progress, and possibilities shaping the city of Freeport. Each week, we bring you the stories behind the movement. Highlighting how the Grand Bahama Port Authority is leading with purpose.
Our desire is to connect Bahamians with the opportunities that's right in front of them.
This is City in Motion.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports Talk. In Sports, the All Out Boxing Club will host another boxing event this weekend, Saturday, July 26th, at the CrossFit Gym. The event is called Settle It in the Ring, that will feature local boxers, defense force officers, police officers, and civilians.
This is our Stop the Violence initiative. So we're encouraging young men and women to settle it in the ring. We only fight in the ring. We don't go out in the street getting in trouble, disrupting people's businesses by causing chaos. You know, sometimes you go out to businesses, you got 15 people fighting. You basically finish for the night, you know what I mean? And so that's so bad. And so we want to get everybody, all the members of the public, to be involved in this. And so we open it up. We've invited the police, we've invited the defense force, we've invited the members of the public, so you can all come and register.
Switching gears now in sports, scores from Corporate League basketball played over at St. George's Gymnasium. Dolphin Experience came back from behind to take down Buckeye Bahamas 59-48, led by Trevor Bain and Malik Smith. Clemente Baby D. Martin finished with a game-high in points for Buckeye, but it was not enough to get them over the top. In Game 2, the Shipyard took down the Police Enforcers 43-30. So far on the season, Container Port Starkers might be the favorite to win it all.
Our team been playing good basketball. We're pretty young, so we have the legs. We can compete with anybody in this league. All we have to do is just execute right and just listen, And our record, we're on top of the league as well. Our record is like 4-1. So if we're on top of the league, we didn't mix with it with the big guys. So we're pretty good shape. We're looking to go to the championship, buddy. We need to be there, And my team, they're a pretty good team, and they're understandable. They coachable. That's the most important thing. Some of these young guys, they don't listen to my team. They listen, good, and then we have inside game, we have outside game.
And last in sports, Jonquel Jones and the New York Liberty will be back in action on Friday at home versus the Phoenix Mercury at 7:30. Jones recently returned to the lineup on Tuesday of this week after missing a month with a leg injury. She scored 18 points in her return. And that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Welcome to Island Yogurt. Island Yogurt is a soft-serve, self-serve yogurt store in Port Lucaya Marketplace. We have over 50 toppings and flavors. You can come in and create it yourself. We also have patties, we have coffees, drinks, rum cakes, and also we have all natural smoothies. You come in and put your flavors together and we'll mix it for you. We do patties. We have the Bahamian rum cake. And for all you nut lovers, you can come in and get a bag of just nuts. You can put the nuts, the gummy bears, the chocolate, whatever your heart desire on your yogurt. Island Yogurt is located in Port Lucaya Marketplace, right across from the previous casino. Our phone contact is 373-3696. You can also see us on my Island Yogurt website. Come on down to Island Yogurt, a taste of paradise.
Get a jump on your health and fitness goals with the Fitness Connections Transformation Challenge. We've already helped hundreds of people get closer to their health and fitness goals and achieve awesome results like you see here. You can scan the QR code to find out more. But let me tell you what all comes with the challenge. One, you get 20% off coupons to the Fitness Connection every 2 weeks. You get coaching calls with us on Zoom. You get accountability, us checking in on you. And you also get the chance to win $1,000 and other prizes if you are the winner. So what do you have to lose? $50, you can have a chance to win $1,000 and get the body of your dreams. So scan the code now, sign up. We're here to help you.
Here are some tips for having your home ready for a hurricane. Keep all trees and shrubs trimmed. Bring in all outdoor furniture, plants, or any other items that may become airborne due to high winds. Cover windows and doors with hurricane shutters or pre-cut plywood. Clear drains and gutters. And remember to secure important documentation in case you have to evacuate. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And just before we close, we want to say a happy anniversary, wedding anniversary that is, to Ashley and LV Smith. Happy 65th anniversary. Listen, there are some people here that love you because all day they were telling me and reminding me to make sure to wish you guys a happy 65th anniversary. So I got it done. I remembered. Happy anniversary. I hope you enjoyed. It's Thursday, Jake.
This time, Ramiko, we have to make it to Gourmet.
If Shayna is not, I know she's not buying, so I'm not going.
Next week, Thursday, then.
Well, we're never going to make it. That's going to do it for us here at the North. Thank you guys so much for watching. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight. They're coming your way next.
It's that time of the year again for Regatta Time Cat Island Edition. It's a down-home experience with great sailing, bragging rights, and so much more. Catch all of the excitement of the Cat Island Regatta on Regatta Time beginning July 31st through August 3rd at 4 p.m. on the ZNS Television Network. ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, connectivity and commerce expanding with the signing of a nearly $18 million contract for Exuma. Plus, compare and contrast. The Prime Minister seeks to allay growing concerns of increasing power bills. And 10 entrepreneurs with disabilities get the funding needed to jumpstart their businesses. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. Signatures on the dotted line as a multi-million-dollar deals inked for modern and safe air transit infrastructure for Exuma, a 12-month project that officials hope will lead to more Exumians returning home. Fern Carey leads us off tonight.
The $17.96 million contract signed between the government and Bahamian company Abaco Aggregates provides for a major upgrade to the airport in Black Point, Exuma. The initiative, part of the Davis administration's Family Island Renaissance project. The project will significantly enhance the reliability of air travel to Exuma while strengthening the emergency response capabilities and enabling better movement of goods and services. Minister of Works, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, provides more details.
Is for the full reconstruction and expansion of the Black Point Airport runway and all related civil works associated with the proposed new airport terminal building. Once completed, this project will result in a 5,000-foot long by 100-foot wide ICAO compliant hot mix asphalt runway with improved airside infrastructure to support Bahamas Air's ATR 72-600 aircraft and similar sized regional jets.
Area Member of Parliament, Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Chester Cooper, says apart from boosting tourism and facilitating regional and international jets, the project is the fulfillment of a promise to Black Point residents. He stressed that the facility will be fully compliant with international civil aviation standards.
This port of entry designation means that you will be able to accommodate direct flights from the USA and other countries and clear customs and immigration in Black Point. This enhanced accessibility, connectivity, and more seamless travel will single-handedly create a level of transformation not seen before in Black Point.
Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, noted that once completed, the airport will be the best in the region, boasting modern amenities.
The people of Black Point will also benefit from a new terminal facility built to accommodate 70-plus passengers and outfitted with navigational aids to facilitate night flights. The full scope of works is expected to ramp up commercial airlift opportunities, streamline emergency airlift scenarios, and connect family, friends, and loved ones like never before.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
Well, CEO of Abaco Aggregates Company, Keno Simmons, says dozens of Bahamians will be employed in the process.
Of about 60 local Bahamians working, so that would be employees and subcontractors. So the answer is yes, we will have some subcontractors, but when we talk about persons on the ground, we're looking at Bahamians, and peak we're looking at about 60.
The Prime Minister also using this morning's contract signing to address concerns about the hike in power bills, and this in the face of consumers complaining that their bills had doubled when it was anticipated that they would decrease.
What we promise, I think we are delivering. Again, it's consumption, and if consumers were to look at their consumption, what I would invite anyone who has a complaint about their consumption, there's a unit now that's been set up for PPL to have an assessment of your energy use. And they could take advantage of that through the Ministry of Energy to determine why their usage might be as high as it is.
He added that work continues on addressing the country's energy issues.
The grid that requires replacement and remediation, that work is continuing. Once that is complete, you'll see more decreases. We are bringing online, we are moving from heavy oil, dirty oil as we call it, to LNG. That's still going on. And once that is in place, we will see further decreases. And each of those initiatives should be completed by the end of this year or early next year.
While at the mic, the Prime Minister also urged Bahamians to avoid those types of activities that do not end well. He was referencing the recent killing of 3 Bahamians over in Haiti earlier this month during an apparent drug-related incident. A Jamaican man was also severely injured in the ordeal.
A full report of what occurred in that incident from the Haitian authorities. And I would like to say no more than that, other than we do offer our condolences to the family for the untimely and unfortunate incident that took the lives of Bahamian citizens in the waters of Haiti.
In other news, Director of Communications in the Office of the Prime Minister, Latrey Ramings, launched a formal complaint with the Utilities Regulation and Competition Authority, or URCA, regarding Guardian Radio. The complaint raises concerns about Guardian Radio's compliance with broadcasting standards, particularly in relation to fairness, impartiality, and political balance. Ramings says, moving forward, the government will exercise the full scope of URCA's rules to report any breach involving political bias or the deliberate misrepresentation of headlines. Well, the International Court of Justice issuing a landmark advisory opinion affirming that the Bahamas and other vulnerable nations have long argued. Major polluting countries have a legal obligation to reduce their emissions and provide support for the damage they've caused. Aldaviz Munnings takes it from here.
The International Court of Justice's ruling recognized climate change as a, quote, urgent and life-threatening crisis, end quote, driven by human activity. This declaration reinforces the legal responsibility of nations to protect the environment and the people who depend on it. That's from an Office of the Prime Minister press release issued Wednesday, which also declared that while the ICJ's opinion is advisory and not legally binding, it sets a powerful precedent by establishing a solid legal foundation that small island states can use in future litigation and international negotiations to hold high-emitting countries accountable. The OPM contends the ICJ's decision marks a significant shift, transforming climate action from a moral imperative into a legal duty under international law. For the Bahamas, this ruling strengthens the tools available to demand both meaningful emissions reductions and compensation for climate-related loss and damage. Climate change champion Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis brands the ICJ's ruling as seismic, noting that the Bahamas now has the legal backing to hold major polluters accountable for the harm inflicted on the Bahamian people and our islands. From a legal standpoint, Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, Senator the Honorable Ryan Pinder, underscores that the ICJ's decision forces the world's largest polluters to help repair the damage they caused, because this is not charity, but a legal obligation. Officials of the Office of the Prime Minister's Climate Change and Environmental Advisory Unit echoed similar sentiments. The Office of the Prime Minister's release concluded that the Bahamas remains committed to leading in the global fight for climate justice and will leverage this decision to push for urgent and concrete action from the international community. Reporting live in studio, I'm Altaviz Munnings. Back to you.
Thanks, Altaviz. Coming up, government and Junkanoo stakeholders met, disagreed, and agreed to continue dialogue. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
Bahamas has been a nation marching for progress. We are more than sunny skies and blue seas. We are a nation filled with purpose, opportunity, and innovation. With each generation, our spirit grows stronger, our dreams brighter, with our banners waving high. Join us as we continue to pass the torch, fostering freedom, progress, opportunity, and innovation for years to come. Happy Independence, Bahamas, from Commonwealth Bank.
Hi, I know you weren't expecting to see me here. Now you can find your favorite chicken and snacks in the same place. It's true. Come on in.
Introducing the Doritos Kentucky Chicken Sandwich, a delicious combination of KFC's juicy original recipe extra large filet, stacked with real Doritos nacho cheese chips for a loud cheesy crunch in every bite. It's bold, it's crunchy, and it's only $8.95. KFC and Doritos, a crunch that's finger-licking good.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is, by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. ATC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Putting fun back into school.
Great deals all day, every day. Available now at Marco's Pizza. Order today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
You're looking at a shot there of downtown Nassau. That shot courtesy of our drone pilot, Kyson Miller. Welcome back. After a heated meeting with the minister and Junkanoo Corporation officials last evening, there seems to be a silver lining. Last night's face-off with Culture Minister, the Honorable Mario Bolag, and Junkanoo stakeholders came in response to swift action the Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence took after the government announcement this week plans to enact new Junkanoo legislation. That move not sitting well with the JCMP, who claimed it was never consulted. It soon dropped its own bombshell, suspending with immediate effect all Junkanoo-related activities here in New Providence. Well, the two sides met, fought, but reached no final resolution last night. But both sides assure there are no hard feelings.
We never had a bad relationship, you know. You husband and wife fight, so we sometimes row and get back to the table and renegotiate.
We have enjoyed a 20-year partnership with the ministry. The minister and I have a personal relationship outside of our professional career, so there's no animosity between us. And we have to do a better job of stop allowing elements, disgruntled elements that are still up in arms over a particular conflict to impede the progress in Junkanoo.
On a lighter note this evening, the Small Business Development Center is giving a major boost to 10 disabled entrepreneurs. The group awarded $10,000 each to help grow their business. SBDC Executive Director Samantha Rhodes says the initiative is an effort to provide equal opportunity and support to those who often face systemic barriers.
And so today, recipients, congratulations. We're proud of this accomplishment and are excited to see how you continue to break barriers. We look forward to supporting you through the many other opportunities available at the SBDC as you keep building your business.
Among today's recipients, Kirkland Culmer, CEO of Culmer's Mechanical and General Construction, who contracted polio at 9 months old. With the funds, he plans to expand his equipment and mentor other persons living with disabilities. Assistant Director of Youth, Richard Ritchie, says his ministry was proud to champion this cause, ensuring that young entrepreneurs aren't left behind.
This grant means a lot. It takes me a little further. I must thank God for it, for the small business development this grant. It'll help me to purchase some more tools, which is needed for the business, and help me finish fixing my shop. And give me a chance and opportunity to train others.
This Entrepreneurs with Disabilities Grant Initiative is an example of how the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture and the Small Business Development Center are breaking barriers, hand in hand with partners like the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities and the Ministry for Social Services. This initiative has canceled the stigmas of society and brought us closer to realizing our goal for a better Bahamas.
Well, their training has come to an end, and now they're on to higher heights. These young, freshly certified professionals are ready to apply all they've learned in the real world. Danielle Dean explains.
They've come and they've conquered. Another successful national training agency cohort, graduating credentialed, certified, and ready to take on the workforce. If you had to guess the career goal of a teenage girl, auto body and auto servicing care probably wouldn't come to mind. But 17-year-old Paige Colley is pursuing just that and already has her next steps mapped out.
It's a challenge to fight for yourself, fight for the independence, to actually show them that even though I'm a girl, I can still do the same thing that you're doing, and even sometimes better. I got offered a scholarship to be able to come and learn the principles of business management at Synergy Bahamas with Mr. Leslie himself.
The students are in the spotlight, but these 78 nation builders themselves must be built by mentors like General Manager of the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, Clint Watson. Bringing the keynote address, Watson likened the students' new certification to a passport, a document that takes precision and patience to obtain, but one well worth the hassle.
In order to go to the next level and go in places where other people may never be able to access, you've got to get a special permission and certification to get you there. What am I saying? You never stop learning. Don't let this be the only certification you get. Keep looking for opportunities to equip and qualify yourself.
The cohort last month participated in the first job fair facilitated pre-graduation, and Executive Director Bridget Ferguson says at least 24 graduates have been hired. So look out for these soon-to-be teachers, business, and hospitality professionals, because they are seizing the moment. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Man, this ain't making no sense, man. How people making it out there, Dre?
If you want to stop living paycheck to paycheck, you gotta learn how to budget. First, write down all of your income. Then, list out all of your expenses. And don't forget to save. Stop throwing away money. Put something aside for savings. And get this, government savings bonds can safely grow your money. So start budgeting, save your coins, and invest smart. Financial independence, wait. Financial independence, wait. Learn how to invest in government savings bonds on the Central Bank of the Bahamas website. Are you straight?
Bro, I ain't getting no service. I can't make no calls. I can't post nothing on my stories. I don't get it.
Wait, you on a live? Shad, come, let's fix that. Come. This one needs saving. Pour them over, please.
Say less. Sign up today. Enjoy 5 gigs on us with select prepaid plans when you port your number to Alive, or 3 months free Alive fiber services when you port your landline.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exuma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is to do some work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overall arching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass it along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
Well, we're going to check in now with Marlena and Royston to see what they have up for us coming up in Access Now.
Well, Makushla, I'm excited. I'm scared. I'm a little bit of both. Royston might end up being a human shield.
I can't stop laughing at this. For good reason. We have furry and some slithering friends tonight, and I'm all in.
Like, what was the last thing I said last night? It was like, just no scales, please. There were a lot of scales on the way.
Well, I can tell you, keep all the animals on that side of the building.
Yeah, sure.
I am not envious, not this time around. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report continues after this.
Diet-friendly special.
Is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Throughout history, from bartering in ancient markets to the invention of paper currency, convenience has been at the heart of the way we pay. As time marched on, so have we, from barter to cash and cash to digital. Whether you pay with an online bank transfer, digital wallet, or contactless card, with digital payments, options abound. The world never stops evolving, and neither should you. Choose freedom, choose flexibility, choose convenience. The future of pay is digital. Visit us online at livedigitalbahamas.com and on social media.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
seems easy, but we put thought into what we're doing. The Bahamas Tonight Access Now, here to inform, educate, and entertain. A new type of newscast featuring social media trends, news from around the islands, interviews with the people you like in our communities, sports, weather, and fabulous entertainment. That's a Bahamas Tonight Access Now with Marlena Leonard and LaDon Davis. 7:30, Monday to Friday. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
In a time when marriage and family are often tested by modern pressures, couples gathered at the Ministry of Social Services Information and Broadcasting for a national marriage recommitment service as part of National Family Week. Our West Alex Forbes takes it from here. Well, we do apologize. We hope to have that story in a later newscast for you, but that does it for the National Report. But stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now. Planning the execution of a newscast is serious business. From the assignment to the concept of the story, everything has to be precise, on point, always. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, is your trusted news service. We get it right the first time. Our preparation for you each night is done with care, knowing that our voices will reach you on 700 islands and keys with unquestionable accuracy. It gives me great pleasure each night to say, welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. I'm your national anchor, Mukesh Lopinder.
It's that time of the year again for Regatta Time Cat Island Edition. It's a down-home experience with great sailing, bragging rights, and so much more. Catch all of the excitement of the Cat Island Regatta on Regatta Time beginning July 31st through August 3rd at 4 p.m. on the ZNS Television Network.
The Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting is partnering with the Bahamas Christian Council to help build stronger Bahamian families.
I believe that our ultimate experience in living begins with God and family.
Our purpose is to facilitate, guide, inspire, and equip you to have a better life.
And a strong family foundation begins with each of us trying to become better individuals.
Let's unite for a stronger Bahamas.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Social Services, Information and Broadcasting, the heartbeat of the nation, leading Bahamians from dependency to self-sufficiency to economic empowerment.
I don't know, but what kind of cars is this parking around? You ain't even know where to park. Yeah, just don't park in the, look at this way. Like, he ain't get nowhere to go. Don't park him. Just don't park in the handicap spot. Yeah, that's handicap. No, man, you can't park in the handicap spot. I ain't gonna be that long. I ain't gonna be that long. Handicap spot, boy, what's going on, dog? I tell you we shouldn't park here now. This way park here, bro. I tell you we shouldn't park here. Don't get one of these things. My bad, big bro. And he got a sticker inside that say this mother. We gotta move. This is a handicap spot. That's what we gotta move. But we gotta move. Don't. We can move right now. Sorry.
Be considerate. Don't use disabled parking spaces without a decal in your vehicle. This message is brought to you by the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities.
We are here in the time of need. There's no discrimination. The mission is to relieve the suffering. We volunteer, we deliver care. With donors and partners, we're always here to turn compassion into action. Protecting life and health with our training throughout the years. We empower to heal the world. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. There is hope, assistance with disasters. There is shelter and love for our people. We can work together to help those in need. So volunteer with us and donate to show you care. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas. Community farming for food security. Climate programs suited for our island country. Together, let's build a more resilient Bahamas.
This message brought to you by the Bahamas Red Cross Society in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
The LJM Summer Camp has Disney wishes and maritime dreams. Stay close for that.
And the sweetness of Dairy Queen can now save lives. The Sir Victor Sassoon Foundation is seeing to it. Amaya Moss has the details straight ahead.
Plus, it's a one-of-a-kind staff celebration. Imagine a party between Wendy's, Marco's Pizza, and Popeyes.
Sounds delicious.
Folks, and fun.
Oh, yeah. And coming up in sports, we hear from the local bodybuilding president just ahead of nationals.
The Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Royson Jones, filling in for LaDon.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
So tonight we expect some furry, feathered, or slithering friends. Marlena,
All of the above. Well, the good thing is none of us are exempt from it, so you're going to be right there with me. I would say holding my hand, but I think realistically it's going to be more of like a human shield situation.
Human shield?
Yes.
Well, I better prepare myself, but no worries. I've got you covered for the rest of the night. Let's take a dive right into the news. So, today, the LJM Maritime Academy Summer Camp sets sail on the Disney Wish to gain hands-on experience in maritime, all in partnership with Disney Cruise Lines. Whether it's a future in engineering, operations, or entertainment, Disney Cruise Line and LJM Maritime Academy are helping Bahamian youth dream big, aim high, and maybe one day call the sea their office. Our Lyle Maycock has a story.
When I stepped on here, it felt magical. It felt like that I've really been granted a wish.
We are here aboard the Disney Wish, docked right here on the Nassau Cruise Port, where young Bahamian campers of the LJM Maritime Summer Camp Academy are getting a behind-the-scenes look at what a career is like on sea. It's all a part of Disney's Cruise Line wish of supporting maritime education and youth development right here in the Bahamas. Let's go. Gaskins, Regional Public Affairs Director for Disney Cruise Line in the Bahamas and Caribbean, says a 4-year partnership with LJM is making waves. And the impact is already visible. The LJM Academy Summer Camp got a chance to visit the 1923 restaurant, the Walt Disney Theater, the Sensei Spa, the Arendelle Dining Hall where Disney favorite Olaf comes to life, and even Deck 11. Duncan was awarded a Disney Cruise Line Engineering Scholarship. For some campers like Quinn Ramming, today planted the seeds of...
Our theory is that if we get them involved at younger ages while keeping them busy during the summer, we can ensure that we have more Bahamians that join us in this expanding industry.
And the impact is already visible. Bahamian cadet Terezane Duncan was awarded a Disney Cruise Line Engineering Scholarship.
And out of 3 people during my cohort, I was one of those 3 people. I'm not the only engineer to get a scholarship from Disney. As for the scholarship part, having it and at Disney at that is a great opportunity because Disney is one of the top ships. And being here, you don't have to pay for food, you don't have to pay for cabin, and you get to learn for free with a stipend.
For some campers like Quinn Ramming, today planted the seeds of what their future might look like.
Tell me,
Does this experience make you want to consider a career at sea?
Yes. Yes, it really does, as a captain, because I want to be just like my cousin who was a captain at Royal Caribbean. No, it really inspired me, and this Disney wish has truly made my wish come true.
Academic Dean Hodge says the spark of inspiration is exactly the goal.
It's all about engaging them and sparking that burn for the maritime industry. And the visit here today is a part of that, getting them to see the various jobs on board and how everything that they do in school can be related.
And now this partnership between the LJM Maritime Academy Summer Camp and Disney Cruise Line remains committed and hopeful that the maritime industry in the Bahamas continues to grow. Reporting from the Nassau Cruise Port for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lyle Maycock.
Oh, great story, Lyle, and a great opportunity for those kids. Well, in the spirit of Heart Month, a crowd favorite is being served with a side of purpose, reaching beyond the counter to touch hearts and change lives. Our Maya Moss tells us more.
For children fighting life-threatening heart conditions, timely medical care can mean the difference between hope and survival. That's the mission behind the Miracles for Blessings campaign, a collaboration between Dairy Queen and the Suzune Victor Heart Foundation. Dairy Queen's Chief Operating Officer here in the Bahamas, Crystal Campbell, says the partnership is rooted in shared values and purpose. As she puts it, while each frozen delight may be served upside down, the impact it makes is turning the lives of young patients right side up.
Our CEO would have had some hard challenges, and so definitely know the plight of mental strain that it puts on and also the financial cost. And I would have also had a family member who would have had heart challenges, and the Victor Sassoon Bahamas Heart Foundation was the one that assisted them as well in of getting this awesome life-changing surgery. And so we saw it more than fitting for us to assist them and allow them to be this year's recipient. So there's a whole conversation around the illness in the month of July. So in this month it is heart, and so we would hope that we're able to raise anywhere from $10,000 to $12,000 to assist children who are having various heart disease. We do know that the surgeries and treatments are very costly, and it takes on a mental and financial strain on the family, so we want to be able to assist them in any which way we can.
Chairman of the Sir Victor Sassoon Heart Foundation, Roy E. Barnes, who's been behind the cause for over 6 decades, stresses the necessity of community involvement in the foundation's mission, emphasizing that every child's life saved is a victory worth fighting for.
It is very important that our partnership with Dairy Queen will help us raise funds to assist Bahamian children. Without the support of the public and of Bahamian businesses like Dairy Queen, we would not have the funds to pay for these expensive surgeries. Of every dollar the Sassoon Heart Foundation raises, over 97 cents of that dollar goes directly to pay for the children's surgery. We hope the public will support us and also enjoy their Dairy Queen blizzards.
The real magic isn't just in the blizzard, but in the lives it helps to save and the smiles it helps to restore. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Amaya Moss.
What an important and worthwhile story. Thanks, Amaya. It was all smiles, laughter, and good vibes for dozens of fast food employees across New Providence as the team behind Wendy's, Marco's Pizza, and Popeyes took a break from the heat of the kitchen and the rush of those extremely long drive-thrus at times, and a well-deserved celebration. Our West Calix Forbes has a story.
From music and dancing to prize giveaways and mouth-watering food, Ato's Holding Limited showed gratitude to their staff at their 4th annual Employee Appreciation Day, recognizing the hard-working faces behind the counter. Director of Area Operation says giving staff the chance to unwind was much needed.
We close our restaurants on Sunday at 4 o'clock, and we are just allowing our staff to come and have a wonderful evening with everybody, kind of unwind a little bit. It can be very tense in our restaurants at times just because of the volume. So, you know, it's nice to allow them this opportunity, kind of not worry about work and just have a really nice evening.
And judging from the smiles, that appreciation did not go unnoticed. A few employees share how much they look forward to this event each year. For many of them, it's more than just a party. It's a moment of recognition, bonding, and encouragement.
And I feel
In order for you to shut down your business, you have to have a serious appreciation for your staff. No one likes to lose money. So it goes to show the depth of appreciation that the Savusas knows have for us, and we appreciate them. And
this is a great experience we're going through once again for the 4th year. It's been great. This family really cares about its employees and staff, and we're just out here to enjoy this. And I want to thank them for doing this each year.
We really appreciate it, very much. I worked for Wendy's for a couple of years as chief security, and it's very nice.
It's very important for us. They work very, very hard. They're the front line of our business. We wouldn't have businesses if it wasn't for them. So it's very important that they have this event. It's very important that we recognize them. We actively are training our employees. We have multiple, we have a pension plan, obviously, that we utilize for our staff. We are actively trying to find the best ways to support them and find the best ways to make sure that they are working in a wonderful environment, one that they want to come to work in every day.
Whether it was games, good food, or just a good time, this year's Staff Appreciation Day proved once again that Atos Holding puts their people first. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Wes Calix-Forbes.
Thanks, Wes. Looks like everyone had a great time. Well, the National Training Agency's most recent cohort excited to take flight into their future after their graduation today. The agency's rigorous 14-week program left them knowledge-packed and eager to get actively involved in their respective fields of study. The keynote speech to the 78 graduates came from ZNS General Manager Clint Watson, who invited the students to see what an ideal employee looks like through his lens.
Your commitment gets you up every day and takes you to work on time or before time because you understand that you are carrying a passport that will lead you to success. And success is hard work. Outside of your wardrobe, that's not your only attire and apparel. How are you groomed? What does your hair look like? How do your fingernails look? How do your shoes look? How do you smell? Let's have the conversation real. Yes. All of that creates an impression that I'm ready for the ladder of success.
But he added, there's a time for everything, and urged them not to become so consumed in their work that they lose focus of other important aspects of their life.
There are too many unhappy Bahamians today because they focus so heavy on their work and they lack a well-rounded life. You give to your workplace what is due to your workplace, and then you give to your community what is due to your community. You give to your family what is due to your family, and to the relationships that are important to you, you give what is due to them. Why? That will balance you.
Still to come, our friend from Ardastra Gardens, Hendrew Haley, joins us tonight, chock full of wildlife. And our trusted weatherman, Basil Dean, is here with the forecast right after the break, so stay close.
It's your honorary pump attendant back again with another episode on the do's and don'ts at the service station. Let's go. What you ain't gonna do is just pull up to any dispenser and put the nozzle inside your car without reading the signs. Because if you put the wrong fuel inside your car and the car mess up, you could be mad at us, all right? And then you have to walk or catch bus for about 3 to 18 months. What you're supposed to do is read the signs. We place signs all over the dispenser to tell you which fuel is which. Because you put the wrong one in the car, say bop, and you could be mad at us. You could be, oh, what happened to my car? No, it's you who ain't read. It say diesel, diesel, one word, diesel. You got up, and you mad at us. Read, that's all you have to do.
Snacks for the kids, picnics for the family, summer fun eating starts at Super Value and quality supermarkets. Kraft macaroni and cheese, 5.5 ounces, 99 cents. Parmalat whole or 2% reduced fat milk, 32 ounces, $3.19. Sweet cantaloupes, $3.99 each. Danish spare ribs, $2.39 per pound. Bone-in chicken breasts, $1.99 per pound. Duck the summer heat and cool off with the specials at Super Value and quality supermarkets.
Hey, ladies, where's the Dave? Oh, okay, thanks. Bets.
Greg, what's up?
Friday, man, how you doing?
I'm doing well. He's meditating. You gotta give him at least an hour.
All right, well, I can wait. I'm gonna do. Been pimping sale now on to independent.
Here at Solomon's, we don't just believe in great brands. We believe in creating unforgettable memories and celebrating everyday living with you and your family. Every aisle is filled with all you need. A great value with variety and a selection of all your favorite groceries and products. Saving you time and keeping you on a budget. Great food changes everything. Shop at your local Solomon's for food, for family, for you.
It's time now for your Access weather forecast, and we get you started in the tropics. We do have this little area of low pressure in the Caribbean Sea, but it's going to struggle to get any sort of development taking place. Reason being, we have this plume of Sahara dust that is moving across the area into the Bahamas, and that will keep a lid on any kind of development. In addition to that, we have some strong upper-level wind shearing that will also ensure that there's no development of the system, but we'll keep eyes on it and keep you posted. There's another area in the Gulf of Mexico that one, too, is struggling. The Hurricane Center is giving it a very slim chance, about a 10% chance that it will develop because it will eventually move inland and dissipate. And our radar, live weather radar, still showing some pockets of thunderstorms just to the south of Bimini. All of that is moving towards the west, associated with that old upper-level trough, which is pulling away from the Bahamas. And your boating forecast tonight, well, that's brought to you by Live Business, where we simply bulk up your business. In the northwestern islands tonight through Friday, southeasterly winds, 12 to 18 knots. The wave heights 3 to 6 feet, and that means small craft should continue to exercise caution in the northwestern islands. Wave heights, that will be high at 8:31 tonight. You can expect another high tide at 8:50 tomorrow morning. And for the central islands through Friday, easterly winds 12 to 18 knots. Wave heights 3 to 6 feet with caution flags in place. And for the southeast Bahamas, the winds are even a little stronger out of the east at 15 to 20 knots. The wave height is very choppy at 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. And then on Saturday in the northwestern islands, we will see a reduction in those winds. They will become 10 to 15 knots out of the east. Wave height subsiding 2 to 4 feet, so we will drop the caution flag on Saturday for the northwest Bahamas. The high tide, though, will take place at 9:39 in the morning with the low tide at 3:45 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern on Saturday, a slight reduction as well. But that zonal flow will remain in place. That is winds blowing from the east at 12 to 18 knots and the wave height 3 to 6 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Melina, I see you got some creatures in the house.
Thanks, Yes, Basil. Yes, we do. And I've Royston in the mix with us tonight for this interview because there is no way I could have handled all of these animals here and meet and greet them alone.
You hear them already. I'm very happy to join in the fun. Hendrew Haley, animal manager at Adastra Gardens, is here with us. And he brought quite a few of his friends.
Oh, yes. So, but before we get to there, I'm gonna stall a little bit. Hendrew, can you give us a little bit of background on yourself and where this job has taken you around the world?
Oh, man. So I started out just training marine mammals at Dolphin Encounters. The one beautiful thing about living in the Bahamas, growing up in the Bahamas, is that you can get into this position without having zero experience, right? If you were to try this in the United States, you would need a degree. You know, you need to come in with some volunteer experience. So, you know, the Bahamas put me in a unique position. You can just hop right in, you know, and you can learn. So I got my foundation from Blue Lagoon Dolphin Encounters. Worked there for about 2 years, and then I had an offer to work in Singapore.
Wow.
So I worked in Singapore, did a little bit of studying there, studied psychology. Had a chance to work with there are various types of marine mammals, you know, dolphins, sea lions, and sea otters, but I got a pet bird, and I absolutely fell in love with birds. I never realized how much of a personality birds can have, and he was literally like a dog. I walk inside, cage is always open, he flies on me, flies on my head, we eat together, I mean, and it was crazy. So when I moved back home, I was like, you know what, I think I had enough of marine mammals, I want to get into the birds. And Adastra was just the perfect place for me. So I started out there just part-time, and eventually I moved up the ranks.
Amazing.
That is very great. Who have you brought with us today? I'm very curious because I'm hearing a lot of noise. I'm sure the audience is hearing a lot of noises.
Yes,
Who have you brought with us today?
Who have I brought? So today I brought some sulcata tortoises. So I think we're going to start with those first.
Sulcata tortoises.
Sulcata tortoises. Okay. They're also known as African spurred tortoises, and they are the third largest species of tortoises in the world. Oh. However, we have some hatchlings today, right? Okay. So these guys are only about maybe 2 years old. So you're going to notice they're very small compared to how big they can get.
All right.
I'm going to grab. In fact, we've got 2 of them here, so each one of you can hold one.
Sure thing. Let me put that down.
You know, flat palm.
Oh, you got the big boy.
Yeah.
Is there distinction in terms of male female? Can you tell at this size?
So no, at this size you can't really tell. In fact, they're not sexually dimorphic, meaning they do not look different, right?
Oh,
so you might have to do like a genetic test. Sometimes with tortoises, you know, they might have a little concave in their stomach, and that's for the male to be able to mount the female. So that's one way you would be able to tell, but these guys are just very small right now. So yeah, it's just too early for that.
Do they have names?
They do not have names as yet, so we are, you know, we do some competition sometimes.
Royston and Marlena.
Right, so we'll put that in the suggestion box then, yes, definitely.
We like that very much.
So how old can they grow to be?
Listen, over 150 years.
150 years.
Gotten over 150 years. The average might be about 100 years. Tortoises are probably the longest living animal in the world. There's a 190-year-old Galapagos tortoise right now in the world. His name is Jonathan. It's crazy.
Jonathan has seen a lot.
Listen, if he could talk, right, he'd probably have a lot of stories, right? So yeah, so these guys can get up to, you know, well over 100 years. And in terms of weight, believe it or not, they can exceed about 100 pounds in weight as well.
Oh, so my goodness.
Lots of growing to do. And we actually have an adult at Adastra Gardens. So if you want to have a chance to see how they look when they're big, we offer tortoise feeding. You can come and you pay about a $7 fee, and you have a chance to feed some of the tortoises, some box turtles, and of course our adult sulcata tortoise. So if you want to see them when they're much larger, come on down by Adastra.
That sounds great. I like this guy.
Or girls. So see that? That's pretty good. You guys seem pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
We're starting
now.
Take it up a notch now. You ready?
You ready, Marlena?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we're going to get these guys back.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Marlena.
Yeah, I'm just going to back up about as far as I can.
All right. So I think this is the moment you have been waiting for.
The last time we did this, I did not hold the snake on camera, and I promised that I would do it this time so you can see my full reaction. Here we go.
Well, guess what, guys? This is the a true national treasure of the Bahamas, because guess what? It can only be found here in the Bahamas, right? So this is our endemic species. In fact, we have a lot of endemic species in the Bahamas. Believe it or not, all of our native snakes are endemic, meaning they cannot be found anywhere else in the world. So this is a Bahamian boa. We have 3 different species depending on where you find them in the Bahamas. And yeah, she'll just come and start to throw them on you.
Does she have a name? Maybe
Yeah,
that'll
so
help
her
me feel
name is
better.
Silver.
Okay, Silver.
And you will see that she's beautiful. You see when the sunlight hits those scales, you see those nice, beautiful iridescent colors?
Yes.
Yeah, so sometimes people refer to them as the rainbow boa. They also go by the name fowl snake.
Fowl snake.
That's a good colloquial term for them, fowl snake, due to their diet consisting of fowl and perhaps because they smell foul when they musk.
Ooh.
All right, so that's a defense
Silver's not gonna
mechanism.
do that
I'm ready.
Oh, she's cool. Yeah, so what I'm going to do,
you
yeah.
have to show me the proper handling.
I got you.
of
No
how to-
worries. So you want to support a lot of the body weight. So we try not to just always do the neck by itself. So what I want you to do, you're just going to hold your arms up like that, right and left side.
Right and left side.
Excellent. And what I'm going to do, I'm coming over your shoulder.
Got it.
All right. And we're going to just rest Silver kind of right in your arms. And if she wants to just glide through, that's totally fine.
Yeah,
and then you're
just
just
let
going to
her-
support the tail right there.
Let her glide.
And that's basically it, you know. And you'll notice that.
Officially been introduced now.
Yeah,
It's
and
nice
now
to
you
meet
can kind of switch this hand
Switch
and
it
just
up.
kind of hold it there beautifully.
So I've become the ZNS Axis now resident
Whisperer.
snake whisperer.
Beautiful. Yes, I love
And
that
just like
for
that.
you.
I mean, and
Hi.
they're very docile, very calm. I literally been on hundreds
me.
of rescues.
Rescues, yeah.
I've only been bitten twice.
That- that's hundreds of rescues?
That's a pretty good record,
That's a good
right?
record.
And
Yeah.
one of
That's a good
those I
ratio.
got bit just because someone was trying to kill it, so obviously it was already in a bad mood, and
Yeah,
by the
that'll
time I
do
got
it.
there, it was too late, right? So.
How old, if I can ask?
So she came from the wild. She didn't bring her birth certificate, but based on her size, they grow very slow. So I would estimate this snake is at least about 12 to maybe 15 years old.
Okay.
Now, on average, the females get much larger than the males do. So this is a female here, and one of the reasons is that they actually have live birth. So our Bahamian boas have live birth. They can have anywhere from about 1 to 70 babies at a time. But very docile. Marlene, I think it's your turn.
No, you know what?
I may have reached my max.
All right, you
we
reached
have
your
to-
threshold.
Saved by the bell.
If we have to go to break, but I just wanted to show our little bird really
Sherman,
quickly, but
I
we
got
gotta
you.
go.
Okay.
Silver was a star.
Yeah, of course. You got to highlight the native endemic species.
And we'll say
then,
thank
of
you
course,
as we see
we
it.
have our beautiful macaw, Sherman. Say hello,
How you doing,
Sherman.
Hello, Sherman.
We heard you earlier, so thanks for joining us
I just
as
wanted
well.
to make sure we got to see Sherman before we
So
went.
that's Sherman. Sherman, you want to say hello? Are you just a bit shy? You know, camera shy? Say hello.
Oh,
there we go.
There you go.
Thanks for closing us
Say
out.
hello.
Yes.
Andrew and friends, it's been our pleasure hosting you. Thank you for joining us on
Thank
Access
you, guys.
Now. We're now going to check in with sports and see what's on tap there.
The Bahamas Bodybuilding and Fitness Nationals are slated for this weekend. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. ATC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Welcome to your Thursday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports this Saturday over at the University of the Bahamas. The Bahamas Bodybuilding, Wellness, and Fitness Federation set to host its national championships. The event is heavily anticipated after taking a year off due to some technical challenges. But according to President Wellington Sears, this year's edition will be as competitive as ever.
This is a big one. We didn't have one last year due to some hiccups. It was a little bit. Last year was election year. And because of that, I had a lot of problems finding individuals to actually do the job, to actually promote a show. However, we were still able to select a team and came back with 7-spot position in the CAC. So for this year, we should do a whole lot better. Well, we have persons coming from the Northern Bahamas Association. We have athletes coming from the Southern Bahamas Association. This is the first time the Southern Bahamas, the Southern Bahamas just happened this year. That's from North Andros. And we have a lot of locals. We have 20 divisions. We have a new division now. It's called the Fit Challenge. Fit Challenge is similar to CrossFit, where you're doing some sit-ups, some lunges, some push-ups, and some inverted rows, chin-ups, that kind of thing.
Sayers adding that the Federation is also prioritizing the development of junior athletes as well.
That's on the rise. That's on the rise now. I'm talking now with the Ministry of Education. We are on the rise now. We just had a little bit delay because, again, we missed that. As you know, when the summer break hit for the school, everybody want to travel. So we have to do it at least a week before or a week after. However, in the Nationals Saturday, we have a few juniors competing now in a Fit Challenge.
And that's when we look at your sports on this Thursday. Until tomorrow, I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart, Shop Smart, at Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
Praise Break 2025 is coming. Nassau, get ready for an experience like none other. Humble Child Entertainment presents Praise Break 2025, featuring Kevin Dowswell.
Nassau, Bahamas. It's your boy Kevin Dowswell. I'm coming. I can't wait to see you for Praise Break 2025.
Bree Babadoo.
Hey everybody, it's Bree Babadoo. Listen, I will be in Nassau, Bahamas on August the 9th at the Nassau, Bahamas Cruise Port.
Shara J, Johnny Gibson, Thea Johnson, E-Man, Jeanette Hepburn, Nikisha Barnes, TJ Gunson, and the Queen of Gospel, Pastor Shirley Caesar.
Hello, Nassau, Bahamas. I'm Pastor Shirley Caesar, and I'm so excited.
Live in concert, Saturday, August 9th at the Amphitheater at the Nassau Cruise Port. Tickets are now on sale and online at ticketjunkies.com. VIP is $100 for platinum seating, tables, and sky lounges. Call 816-2175. Praise Break 2025, featuring the Queen of Gospel, Pastor Shirley Caesar. You don't want to miss it.
Welcome back. Here's a shot of Christ Church Cathedral located in downtown Nassau. This edifice was built in 1695. And the shot is courtesy of Mr. Kyson Miller with steady hand. Good stuff there, Mr. Miller. Well, it's time for us to take a flight down to San Salvador. Let's go.
The Ministry of Tourism and Aviation recently announced that Goombay will be traveling around the Family Islands. It's surely going to be a Goombay summer, as the song by King Eric goes. San Salvador is not going to be left out of the mix, though. It is definitely in the lineup. You're looking at a few old photos of past Goombay Festival on San Salvador. Last year, the island attracted some 125 visitors to Goombay. Stay tuned. We'll be filling you in as Goombay summer progresses throughout the islands. Marlena?
Goombay summer, can't wait, all the food and festivities. But it's time for us to take on our last task for the night. Let's check in with Matea Cunningham and let's talk socials.
If there's one thing Nassauvians are all too familiar with, it's unexpected roadblocks. From those who aren't from here, a roadblock is when a police officer or officers set up on a busy highway, main road, or even a shortcut to conduct vehicle checks, making sure your license, insurance, and registration are all up to date. While it's a part of keeping our roads safe, these checkpoints can cause major delays, especially during peak traffic hours. Today's video shows just how far some drivers are willing to go to avoid both traffic and the roadblock itself. Check this out.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4. We've got millions of free child place holidays.
Now, let me be clear. Here at Let's Talk Socials, we encourage safe driving at all times. What you just saw might come across as funny, but it could have gone very wrong. Still, the internet had a field day with this one, and we want to hear from you. Would you have taken the chance or waited in traffic? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and as always, engage with me. My name is Matea, and this has been Let's Talk Socials. We'll catch up next week.
We have Sherman back with us, just saying a quick goodbye here.
Yeah, she's saying goodbye too. We hope you enjoyed the show.
Absolutely. That does it for Access Now tonight. Stay tuned tomorrow for Entertainment Friday. We'll feature the band Audrey and the A-List.
Yes, and stay tuned for the Rundown on Leadership with Ahmad Rashad.
Good night, everybody.
Sherman, good night.
It's that time of the year again for Regatta Time Cat Island Edition. It's a down-home experience with great sailing, bragging rights, and so much more. Catch all of the excitement of the Cat Island Regatta on Regatta Time beginning July 31st through August 3rd at 4 p.m. on the ZNS Television Network.
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
With our adoption by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
We figured that we could use the First Bahamas branch of Toastmasters Club 1600, an all-male club that specializes and focuses on developing young men for leadership through communication.
This program has grown and has impacted our school in such a positive way that I don't think we'll ever have them leave us.
Too often, instead of us looking within, we look outside for someone to blame. Go take a look in the mirror. Instead of trying to identify what the problems are, let's try and figure out how we become a part of the solution.
We are teaching these children how to dream beyond their community.
Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
Abuse, domestic violence, suicidal tendencies. Are you being stressed out from these problems? Call the national hotline at 422-2763 or 322-2763. There are trained social workers available 24 hours to help you. Know that you are not alone in this.
It's a joy, to help someone who is in need,
I'm proud to know that we are able to accommodate them with a hot meal, fresh meal, and a well-balanced meal.
A lot of our clients, as you know, it's in the inner city and persons who really include and so much of the lost their job. And for whatever reason, 2 months, 3 months, they really don't have anything. You have to have some kind of kindness to do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, leaders from all generations, good evening and welcome to another episode of the Rundown on Leadership. I am your host, Ahmad Rashad Thompson, and I am so grateful that you have joined us this evening. As always, I have to pause and thank you, our loyal audience, for running it down with us week after week. We are so grateful that you continue to support us by tuning in and letting us know how you are enjoying our show, learning from these conversations, and keeping them going as well. The purpose of this show is to help national, regional, and global leaders get better, do better, and lead better. Every conversation is intentional. We are intentional about what we bring to you. We want to bring to you quality dialogue at every single opportunity. So we thank you for your trust and your support. As always, we want your voice to be heard. We value your feedback and your thoughts on our show, so whether you're joining us for the first time or you are used to running it down with us every Thursday evening, we invite you to scan the QR code that will appear on your screen and let us know your thoughts around where we should go, who we should invite to the show, and what conversations we should be having on the Rundown on Leadership. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are in week 3 of our July series, boldly titled, Where Do We Go From Here? This is the conversation we've been having all July long to help us to understand nationally, where are we going? We have celebrated our 52nd anniversary as an independent nation, and that means that we have accomplished a great deal. But what have we yet to accomplish? What have we yet to unlock? What have we yet to unleash? Our conversations so far have been riveting. They've been thought-provoking. They've been very, very intentional, as I said earlier. But for this series to continue to move forward and for us to continue to have this type of dialogue, we must bring into the conversation now our spiritual development as a nation. Are we conscious? Are we using our conscience? Have we forgotten our values as a nation? Are we holding true to those values as a nation? And in this conversation tonight, we will be doing exactly that. We promise to keep the momentum going with this conversation because we have to determine how we now move into who we say we are as a Christian nation. We've heard it time and time again. In fact, our preamble actually dictates it. It tells us that we are supposed to hold on to these spiritual values. But tonight we're going to talk about the relationship between the church and the state. Are we spiritually aligned? Is there spiritual involvement? We must discuss divine perspective and kingdom wisdom. We need prophetic insight, not just for the pulpit, but for the parliament as well. Because here's what we know. No nation can rise beyond the values it's built on. As I said earlier, our preamble boldly states that exact fact. The people of this family of islands recognize that the preservation of their freedom will be guaranteed by a national commitment to self-discipline, industry, loyalty, unity, and an abiding respect for Christian values. It further states that recognizing the supremacy of God and believing in the fundamental rights and freedoms of the individual, do hereby proclaim in solemn praise the establishment of a free and democratic sovereign nation founded on spiritual values. So then, if we're going to build a nation and talk about national development, we must ask, where is the church in the conversation? What role should the church play in the building of a nation? Should there be a separation between the church and the state? How can ministers of the gospel and ministers of government collaborate without compromising their assignments, and so much more we'll dive into tonight. And tonight we are honored to welcome back to the show a revered voice in our nation and our region. Bishop Delton Dale Ellis, the senior pastor of Mount Tabor Church here in Nassau, Bahamas, is our guest tonight. He's not just a preacher. He's a strategist, a nation builder, and a voice that has stood in the gap between God's words and the needs of the people for decades. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're ready for a kingdom conversation about national transformation, here's what I need you to do right now. Hit that share button, text a friend, tag a colleague, and invite them to join the conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, this is indeed the Rundown on Leadership, and your breakthrough is just after this break.
Good morning and welcome. I'm Dr. Gale, and I'm inviting you to be a part of a journey where we open the Word of God to receive strength, to receive empowerment from the Scriptures as they have been written. Get your Bibles, get your cup of coffee or your tea, because this journey is gonna be great. This is your day of victory.
Shop early to get your uniforms and catch Janae's Uniform Center's buy 4, get 1 free sale. Free monogrammed and regular school shirts, dry fit and cotton polos, jumpers, skirts, boys long and short pants, PE shorts, underclothes, tights, socks, neckties, belts, sleeping mats, hair accessories, and character work desks. Get 50% off backpacks, lunch bags, and raincoats. Buy 4 school shirts, get 1 free. Buy 2 skirts, jumpers, or pants, get the third 50% off. Need embroidery and monogramming done? Visit Janae's Uniform Center early. Beat the back-to-school rush. Janae's Chesapeake Road back-to-school special. Restrictions apply.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell,
Sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
Planning the execution of a newscast is serious business. From the assignment to the concept of the story, everything has to be precise, on point, always. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, is your trusted news service. We get it right the first time. Our preparation for you each night is done with care, knowing that our voices will reach you on 700 islands and keys with unquestionable accuracy. It gives me great pleasure each night to say,
Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. I'm your national anchor, Mukesh Lapinder.
Welcome back, everyone, and welcome back to the show. Bishop, it is so great to have you back with me here at the Rundown on Leadership. It's an honor to have you here with us, Bishop. I want to say happy belated birthday to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome, believe it or not. Yes, sir, believe it or not, y'all. Bishop celebrates his birthday with our country. He celebrates his birthday on July 10th as well. And so we want to wish you a happy belated birthday to you, Bishop. I hope you were able to enjoy your day. Excellent.
Certainly did.
Excellent.
Certainly
so,
did.
Bishop, let's run right into this.
Yes, sir.
Let's run it right down. Here in the Bahamas, you heard me reference the preamble, Bishop, right? We have been professing to be a Christian nation for as long as I've been alive, as long as I have known this country. From your perspective and your vantage point, Bishop, what does it actually mean to be a Christian nation?
Ahmad, I think we are a Christian nation. It doesn't mean that in the Christian nation, everybody will be saved. What it means is we hold to the Christian values. You talked about the preamble of the Constitution. It is laced pretty much with Christian values and God, unity, love. If you look at the pledge for the Bahamas, I pledge my allegiance to the flag and to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, of which it stands, one people united in love and service. They're all biblical stuff. If you look at the national anthem, talking about lift up your head to the rising sun, march on to glory. All right? Tell the road you've trod leads unto where? Our God.
Wow.
So based on all of the stuff that constitute us and the symbols and emblems that represent us as a country, it's laced with Christian values.
Those Christian values, Bishop, should certainly inform how we, as citizens of that nation,
absolutely,
act and display and lead our country. From those perspectives, Bishop, in that same vein, what do you believe is the biblical mandate of the church in the matters of national development and governance?
Church are gatekeepers. We are gatekeepers. We may not be fully involved all the time in laying out the rules, the laws and stuff for our country, but we should hold the government who does accountable for what we are approving in a Christian nation. If we are a Christian nation and Christian principles, then it just should not be willy-nilly. You're just doing whatever you want to do. No, let's line this up based on what you say is in our Constitution.
Absolutely. From that perspective, Bishop, when you think about governments in the world today, right? The world doesn't profess to be a Christian world.
Absolutely.
There are Christians who subscribe to Christianity and others who subscribe to all different types of religions. But if we're going to be living out the values we say we hold dear to us as a nation, what is the role in your perspective, Bishop, of the church to speak out when governments decide or feel like they're moving away from the things that are of God and the things that are more of the world?
The church job is to speak out if the government is going contrary to what we believe are biblical principles. If there are injustices in our country, the church should speak out on it. And there have been some time the church has spoken out. My only issue I have, Mr. Thompson, with the Bahamas sometimes is, I know I'm going to get in trouble now, is sometimes the Bahamas seem schizophrenic because when we are doing well, they don't want to hear from the church.
Yes.
When we are catching hell, they want to know where is the church. All right? And so you have to allow the church then, if you want us, to have a voice in all matters. Now, it does not mean that the country may follow, and we have seen that. And some things where the church asked them to pull out from, they still went ahead and did it. But it's our moral obligation to speak out against injustices, things that we think are contrary to God's word, if we're going to live up to being a Christian nation.
Absolutely. So what does it look like then for Bishop, for ministers of the gospel and ministers of government to collaborate without compromising their callings?
We have to get past when election is over. All right? When election is over, I'm a patriotic Bahamian.
Yes, yes.
And I think that's the hardest part, watch this now, for governments and for religious leaders. Because if the PLP win, they don't want nothing to do with any pastor that has spoken out and is not a PLP. Man, when election over, then let's run the country.
Yes.
And I believe with now the PLP being in power, it does not say that pastors who may align themselves with the opposition can have an input in the furtherance of our country.
Do you think, Bishop, that we are at that point in our history, in our maturity, to separate who I vote for from what I'm called to do?
Absolutely not. We ain't there yet.
Wow.
We ain't there yet.
Yeah.
Because we have seen it played out, where if I'm for this government and if I'm not for this government and they do something good or bad, we don't know how to credit people for the good they do.
Wow.
Listen, man, I remember all us had trouble when Papa, our former Prime Minister, was building the road.
Yes.
All us.
Everybody.
PLP, FNM, CDI, CO, whatever you had issues. But boy, when that road was finished, we were all glad that he had the wisdom and the foresight to do that. I think once election over, we got to get past that.
Yeah. I often think about that perspective, Bishop, of if we're going to lead our nation into its next version of history, we have to start to move beyond this tribalistic approach to both politics, leadership, and even religious leadership. Because there are members of congregations who, when election time comes, they got to leave the church for a couple of weeks.
Yes, sir.
They can't come in the church color because all got to mix up. Anyway, the debate around whether or not the church should be involved or in connection with the state, whether there should be a separation of church and state, Bishop, has been an age-old debate, always been very heated as well. What is your perspective on that? How do you feel the church and the government or the state should be aligned or not?
I think we should. Now, there are some things, and they could, whoever, if the major theologian who listening could correct me if I'm wrong, I don't remember seeing a prophet getting in trouble for stepping into the marketplace. But I saw in the Bible where a king got in trouble for trying to step into the church. He went into the church trying to do what the job of the priest was. And when the priest confronted him, he got angry. And the Bible said before he left the temple, he had leprosy. Had leprosy and was banished from the temple and was banished from people for the duration of his life. So I've seen where the prophets could step into the marketplace, but then politicians got to be careful when they're coming into the house of the living God, trying to do something they have not been called to.
And that's something Bishop is trying to dictate the message, trying to dictate the, if you will, the narrative, right? We need you to align with us on this, especially when.
And then you want me to preach along the line to support whatever it is you're doing.
How difficult is it not to do that, Bishop?
I ain't gonna say that and tell you it's easy.
Yeah.
Because there's still an element of you dealing with your flesh, but then the spiritual part of you have to know better. That even if this is the government that you are aligned with, but they're doing something that is opposed to the principle and the wills of God, then you still have to know how to speak out.
Yes, sir.
You see? When we had gambling and all that kind of stuff, I'll never forget. The church was against it. The people voted against it. And then one of the ministers in the government say, y'all stay in church.
Leave country business alone.
That's what they told us.
Wow.
All right?
Wow.
Yeah. And the person who was leading me in charge no more. So sometimes you have to be careful when you handle things. And most times we go into these powerful positions forgetting that we went to represent a people.
Not your individual motive.
Not your individual motive.
That's difficult for some leaders to do, Bishop.
It is.
When they taste that power.
It is.
When they see where that power could potentially take them or lead them, they get blinded. Talk about that for a minute.
That's why you have to have vision. See, let's go to the preamble.
Yes.
You read it earlier, and the preamble talks about people at family violence recognizing that the preservation of our freedom will be guaranteed. Listen to this now. Guaranteed by a national commitment to number one, self-discipline.
Wow.
So if you go in to represent the people and you want to represent the people, the first national commitment is self-discipline.
Control yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
All right. So self-discipline, industry, what's the next one? Loyalty. Loyalty, unity, and here we go, this is the part I love, and an abiding respect for Christian values and the rule of law.
Now, Bishop, that loyalty part, right?
Yes.
I think that's one of these conditions, if you will, that people lean too heavy into.
Okay.
Because the loyalty now becomes like a blind loyalty.
Okay.
I can't see beyond my party or my color of choice or my group of choice because no matter what they did right or wrong, I is a so-and-so.
Right.
How should the church be now speaking out against or correcting, directing the nation when we start to have that blind loyalty?
Because see, the loyalty, what you just mentioned is loyalty to a party. Just talking about loyalty to a country.
Nation. Yes.
That's different. See, you could be loyal to your party, but if your party is doing something that's going to hurt the country, then you got to know how to speak out.
Yes, sir.
Now, it may cost you a nomination, it may cost you a seat on a board, or it may cost you a contract. You got to be prepared, if you have principles, to live with some of those things.
What is the risk, Bishop, to a nation when the church becomes culturally popular but spiritually passive?
See, then we'll start to suffer. Let's go back to the Bible also, when God gave messages to prophets to go to kings about a nation.
Yeah.
All right, now if you remember Jonah, Jonah said, not me, not them stiff-necked.
No, sir.
No, sir, I ain't dealing with that. All right, he get in trouble. You see? So sometimes you have to make up your mind and almost get, not in the female sense, but the principle of Esther. If I perish, I perish.
So be it.
But I've been sent to the kingdom for such a time as this.
Now, Bishop, that's easier said than done.
It is.
In Esther them day,
it is.
I can't speak for Esther them day because I'm sure it might have been a little worse even then. They just cut their head off in the middle of the road and walk off.
Right.
But to have principles is one thing.
Right.
To honor those principles is another. And then to stand on them and then vocalize a position as a leader when there's so much at stake is difficult.
It is difficult, but it depends on how deep your trust is in the one you serve in.
Amen.
All right? See, some stuff are difficult, I ain't gonna tell you that, but then you have to make up your mind. If you trust God and believe God could deal with you, then trust him. Now, trusting God don't always mean...
I can tell you.
It going straight down the same clear path the way you want it.
I can tell you that.
All right? So it just depends on where you want to go from there.
What do you say, Bishop, before we go to our first break, to the young pastor who is idealistic, not traditional disciplined at all.
Right.
Not necessarily worldly, but aware of the things that are happening in the world.
Right.
How does that, how do you encourage that pastor, that leader, to stay principled, to not get caught up in the things of this world because it feels good, or because it may get you some likes on TikTok, or send the Instagram algorithm up?
Again, going after the righteousness of God. See, Ahmad, as a Christian, there are some things I don't tell you. There are some things I want to do, but there are some things I know I can't do.
Yes, sir.
Based on the stand I've taken as a Christian, as a pastor, as a man of God. And so you have to know how when you are moving with all the things that are going around in this life and what's happening out there that may influence you, you got to know how to fight that off. And that's how to bring your flesh under subjection. And let's go back to the preamble of the Constitution, self-discipline.
Self-discipline.
It ain't easy, brother.
My Lord.
But you have to know how to discipline yourself.
It ain't easy, brother, but you got to know how to discipline yourself. This is, the thing about leadership is that it's difficult, y'all.
Yes.
We started this show on the premise of that we are under, in my opinion, we are facing a global leadership crisis.
Yes.
And that is because so many leaders do not know how to exercise self-discipline.
Right.
So many leaders do not know how to remain principled and follow their values that they hold dear to them. And one of the things we're talking about in these episodes, and this one specifically, is if we're going to lead our nation into its next level of history, we cannot continue to do what we've always done.
Right.
We cannot elect leaders who are self-serving. We cannot continue to have leaders of religion or leaders of our church organizations who continue to bow to the ring instead of honor the principles that are going to guide and lead our nation. As you can tell, as always, the conversation is hot. We're just getting started, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, we will continue our conversation as we answer the question, where do we go from here? Your breakthrough is after this break. Join us each Sunday at 5 p.m. and Tuesdays at 2:30 p.m. for Legends, the Untold Story, here on the ZNS Television Network.
Hey, ladies, where's the Dave? Oh, okay, thanks. Bets.
Greg, what's up?
Ready, man, how you doing?
I'm doing well. He's meditating. You gotta give him at least an hour.
All right, well, I can wait. I'm gonna do. Pin it out for now on to independence.
Did you know you could send a local bank transfer to a Sand Dollar wallet? It's the same as sending a transfer to an account at another local bank. Simply use the wallet's 12-digit top-up address as the account number, savings as the account type, Central Bank of the Bahamas as the bank, and Sand Dollar as the branch with branch code or transit number 12,000. Don't use urgent or priority delivery. Transfers to Sand Dollar wallets are processed through the Bahamas Automated Clearinghouse Network within 1 business day.
Welcome to the Intra-African Trade Fair 2025, the gateway to abundant opportunity, the platform for more, access to a continent with more makers and creators, more technology and manufacturing capabilities, more innovators and collaborators, more information and knowledge, a continent of opportunities for business in more markets and resources that accelerate progress and create space for more infrastructure, connectivity and networking, more creativity, production, and more deals for the people. Afrexim Bank, in collaboration with the African Union Commission and the AFCFTA Secretariat, brings you the 4th Intra-African Trade Fair, hosted by the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria. Over 2,000 exhibitors, 35,000 plus attendees, 140 plus countries, $44 billion in trade and investment opportunities. Register now and enter the gateway to new opportunities.
Welcome back, everyone. If you're just joining us, our guest tonight is Bishop Delton Dale Ellis, the senior pastor of Mount Tabor Church, and we're discussing the church's role in national development. Now, Bishop, before the break, we were discussing whether there should, in fact, be a separation between church and state. I want to continue that conversation and that dialogue. Do you feel that at times the church in the Bahamas is too quiet when it comes to national direction and development? What are your thoughts on that?
Sometimes we are. The church has been quiet, particularly if it's a government that people support. And so sometimes we don't speak out, because if we speak out what we applied for, we may not get. And I believe that has been the trend over the years, that a lot of our leaders have not spoken out because they were looking for something for them. But I think you enter in a generation now where leaders, I'm considered a person who bridged the gap.
Yes.
So I'm one of those leaders now that are looking out for the betterment of the people.
Yes.
Now that does not say I may not get blessed in the process, but my focus is not trying to enrich or get it all for Delta and Ellis. And what we as leaders have to do, if the church is saying, if the government is doing something that is going against what we believe, then we have to be strong enough to be able to deal with it and trust God to take care of you for it.
Absolutely.
That has been the challenge. We say we trust God, but then we really don't put him to the test.
And he could pass the test.
He could pass the test. He could pass the test, and he could work it for us. He's done it in the past with prophets of old, and I believe he's done it with some of our contemporaries, and I believe he could do it with us now.
Absolutely. What do you say to pastors, bishop, and spiritual leaders who believe the pulpit should not touch politics or address political leaders?
Touch it.
Touch it.
Touch it.
Wow.
If it's wrong, touch it. All right? If the Lord leads you to deal with something, then I believe as a leader in the church of the living God, you should deal with it. Most people will not hear a lot of stuff unless they heard from the pulpit. Now, you can't get drowned in it. All right? You can't get drowned in it. Whatever you were dealing with should fall back to some biblical base or scripture to give people guidance. So it just, it just can't be your own opinion of, well, this is what you think should be done. No, what is God saying? And if God is saying that, is there scripture to back up why we shouldn't do certain things, you see? I think a lot of times with any party who is in opposition, we just oppose just to oppose. Come on, man. We got to be further than that now. If it's good, let's go with it for the betterment of the country. It doesn't matter who come up with it.
And do you think, Bishop, that should be a unified voice? Should a pastor who has received the word from the Lord, I don't think the word has to be shared with everybody else. But should there be collective momentum is what I'm asking. Or should that pastor kind of go on the limb and say what thus says the Lord to him or her?
There were times, there are different times when people were sent to speak against the nation. Then there were times when prophets were sent to leaders to speak to individual leaders. So you have to know how to do that. But I'll say this, Amos said, God reveals nothing unless he reveals his secrets to his servants, the prophet voice. All right? So almost if we believe that text, that means everything that's going down, God is going to speak to a prophet. Now here's the difference. If God speaks to the prophet and reveal it, first of all, did the prophet hear it? Then if the prophet heard it, did he speak it? And if he spoke it, did the people listen?
Wow.
Because see, you could say some stuff, but people just don't listen. And if you don't listen, at some point in time, then you'll have to pay the consequences.
Yes, sir. Now, Bishop, you've been in ministry for a very long time now, and you've seen a lot in the way of ministry, but also in the way of governance. How easy or difficult is it, Bishop, to lead a congregation and still hold true to your own personal political views?
Boy, it's a daily walk, man.
Yes, sir.
It's a daily walk. First of all, let me take the political piece out first. It's a just daily walk to lead the church. All right? Because what you have to remember now, say 500 people are sitting down in front of you. You're talking about 500 different personalities, issues and troubles and stuff that you will have to deal with, and you have to know how to deal with all that stuff. Then if you throw in the politics, it complicates the matter. Because now you got to remember or he's PLP. I ain't checking for him right now, but that's your member.
Right.
You see them say, oh, he's FNMI, he is COI, or he is independent. No, you could have your political view and who you want to support and why. But you got to remember the congregation that you are pastoring is not one political party. Is many, all right? And so you have to know how to speak to all of your members during this particular this political season, because now you got a lot coming up, and this may get a little heated from what I see.
Absolutely.
All right, but you got to know how to still minister to the Church of the Living God, people that are watching you, and still speak to the country at the same time.
Absolutely.
I know easy job.
Yes, sir, I can't imagine. I cannot imagine that. I think, especially in a country like ours,
yes,
where everything these seasons becomes so linear.
Yes.
And I only see what I believe I see.
Yeah, everything you say could be scrutinized. People go pull it apart.
Yes.
Where you say, where you go, this thing and the next thing, they can analyze that. So if the FNM asks me to come and speak to something, they can say it's FNM. If the PLP asks me to come to speak to something, they can say it's PLP. Listen, man, if the PLP call me, the FNM call me, the COI call me, the Independent call me, and they calling me for something that is biblically based and spiritually aligned, and I believe God is sending me, then I'm going.
Yes, sir.
It don't matter who is running the power, whatever the case may be, and we have to know how to deal with that. I'm a patriotic Bahamian.
Yes, sir.
If anybody need my help, it doesn't matter which political party they align themselves with. If I can do it, then I'll do it as necessary.
I think what you're describing, Bishop, is a level of maturity, one.
It is.
It goes back to that self-discipline, two.
Yes.
And it further purports this idea, this ideology of national development.
Yes.
Not political development.
Not political.
Or party development.
Yes. It has to be national.
It has to be national. This is the point of these conversations this month, ladies and gentlemen. We can no longer serve ourselves.
Right.
If we're going to lead nations, lead congregations, we have to recognize that these positions of leadership do not allow you now to serve you, your family, your household.
Right.
You have to forego that. You have to sacrifice on a daily basis, you said it's a daily walk, to get the country to where it's never been. You referenced something just now, Bishop. You talked about serving the nation, not necessarily a party or a people.
Right.
You often admonish people around this nation to stop saying the Bahamas is not a real place.
Absolutely. Stop saying
Why
it.
is that so important? Why is it such a passionate issue for you, Bishop?
Travel. Travel. If you travel, you will realize how much better off we are in the Bahamas than plenty countries who are bigger than we are, probably got more money than we do, but we are just so narrow-minded in certain areas that we say, oh, the Bahamas, look at this, ain't no real country. All right, then, go to Jamaica, go to Haiti, go to Cuba, go somewhere else, go to Poland, see what they're going through and what they're dealing with, and you will realize, despite the fact that we have our shortcomings, and we do, that we are far better off than a lot of countries around the world.
Talk about the spiritual component of that, Bishop. We are essentially declaring that the place ain't real. What does that amount to when we're in the spiritual realm?
In the spiritual realm, if you deny the fact that you were there, then don't look for anything. All right? Speak those things that be not as though they are. All right? It may not be all that you want it to be, but I live here.
Yes.
All right? I live here. There's a real place with real issues, real challenges. But if we got real goals that we can pursue, then we could be much better off next year than where we are right now if we focus in on it and believe that God is able and we could work along. I see Bishop Delton Fernandez, the president of the Christian Council, working along with Minister LaRoda in social services. How now does the church and that element come with the social ills?
Yes.
Here's the things we could do together, man, to make things happen for our country. I'm proud to be Bahamian. I just thought I'd say that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think it's important, too, because when we think of the children that we're raising, the families that we're now supporting, when people start to say that statement, and I understand, I used to understand, and I would even say accept the statement, you know, Bishop. But I remember you saying before that making that statement further purports the idea that we're not on the global stage. But look around us as a nation. right?
Right.
And you see all that we have accomplished and all that we have so much yet to have accomplished.
Right.
It's important that we now decide that we're going to have to change our language, because as a man, what you say you can see.
Is he?
What
As
you
a
say
man
you can
thinking
see, you
is
know what I
he?
mean?
Yeah.
But from your perspective, Bishop, as we go to our second break, when you think of the church's role in helping its citizens, its nation, to really see where we can go.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Yes, all is not well.
Right.
Yes, there's some challenges and there's some setbacks and some things in our way.
Right.
But what is the church's position, or what should the church's position be on speaking truth to where we have to improve and speaking truth to where we have done well?
Part of the national anthem says, lift up your head to the rising sun. I think we ought to lift up our heads. If you travel like how I travel, 195 countries exist today.
Yes.
The Bahamas has a visa waiver for 159 countries.
Wow.
The Bahamas.
Wow.
We could go 159 countries without a visa. Check some of these other people and see what the deal is there. All right? We are welcome so many places around the world. And when we think about how the Bahamas has been blessed, if we say we still don't have any natural resources. So without natural resources, look at where we are ranking in the country. I mean, we up there in sports, we up there in religion, we up there in climate change. You just saw today about the International Court of Justice and the climate thing. So if you look at these things, the Bahamas is ranking as small as we are.
Indeed.
We are up there.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, as usual, we're going beyond the surface tonight. This is good. We want you to stick with us, because after this break, your breakthrough will continue. Stay close.
Got termites and need to get rid of them fast? Trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
As we continue to develop the orange economy of the Bahamas and empower our artists and artisans, we as a government intend to show tangible support. We are therefore requesting our Bahamian artists and artisans to submit images of their handmade, authentically made Bahamian products and prices as we move to produce a live digital booklet with Bahamian-made works. With the creation of a live booklet, artisans can always submit new works to be included. It is our intent to use this book as a catalog for the purchase of items by all senior government officials for gifts, display items, and the like. Ministers, permanent secretaries, members of parliament, and ambassadors will be supporting our orange economy by the purchase of items and in sharing this book to the wider global creative community. We are committed to grow and expand the orange economy of the Bahamas.
It's that time of the year again for Regatta Time Cat Island Edition. It's a down-home experience with great sailing, bragging rights, and so much more. Catch all of the excitement of the Cat Island Regatta on Regatta Time beginning July 31st through August 3rd at 4 p.m. on the ZNS Television Network.
Welcome back, everyone. If you just joined us, first of all, where you've been all night. Second of all, welcome back. We are joined tonight by our guest, Bishop Delton Ellis. Bishop Ellis, I have traveled over the last, I would say maybe 6 to 8 weeks across the Caribbean. Trinidad, Jamaica, Barbados, Turks and Caicos. And I was in Trinidad, Bishop, speaking at a conference there. And I was at lunch after the event was done. And the Holy Spirit said, pay the bill. Bishop. There was 12 people sitting around the table. Everybody had something to drink, appetizer, dessert, main course. And I said, do what? What I must do? He said, to pay the bill. I said, let me play smart now and go talk to the lady and say, Mom, let me see this receipt before I make shame.
Right.
And Bishop, in Trinidad, lunch for about 12 to 13 people, the bill was $200 and something, Bishop. Trinidad has millions of people in its population, a land that the Bahamas could fit in a gajillion times, and their dollar is 6 to 1. Trinidad to Bahamian dollars, right? Jamaica, I can't even remember what the dollar is in Jamaica.
I believe, or
it's
more.
plenty to R1, right? And these nations are huge, Bishop.
Right.
They have millions of people in their country. You travel the world over. What is your perspective or your assessment, Bishop, of where we are as a nation today, all we have accomplished, and where we have yet to go?
Yeah. What I think a lot of Bahamians judge us by America, which is the superpower.
Yeah.
So you're talking about 195 countries, one of the smallest countries in the world. You're trying to match us up to the superpower of the world.
Yeah.
No, you can't do that. You got to look at where we have come from, where we were years ago, where we are now, and what could be done to make us even better. If you look at it like this, Clint, the Bahamas has the third largest cruise port around the world. Watch this now, as it relates to tourists, and the only two that has beaten us is Miami and Orlando.
Wow.
All right? 44% of all tourists that cruise comes to the Caribbean and Bermuda, with the Bahamas being the leader.
Wow.
All right? So when you look at these things, our income per capita is probably one of the best in the region. All right? Certainly, it may not be all you want, but it's better than some others. It's better than Jamaica, better than Trinidad, those that have more people and those that have natural resources. So I believe we have come a long way. I still think, though, that we have a good ways to go. And I believe that the next set of leaders cannot be selfish leaders. They have to go in with the mindset that, all right, let's do this and do this for the country. And let's make this happen for the country. But if the same group, a new generation of political leaders, the same group of church leaders, young leaders come back and do the same thing that our forefathers have done, then we could be in trouble and we wasting time.
Yeah.
All right? But I believe they have to look at it, all right, let's do this for the benefit of this country and place our country in a position when your grandchildren and great-grandchildren come by, they have something to look forward to.
Now, Bishop, you are a socially conscious pastor.
Yes.
You are concerned about and intentional about how you help people in the community.
Yes.
Is the church doing enough? The church is a body to keep the government's fire, not this government, but government in general, feet to the fire regarding social ills and social inequality in our nation. There are still many people who will never be able to sit at a table because of where they're from, their last name, or how much money they don't have. Are we doing enough, Bishop? Are church leaders doing enough to hold our government's feet to the fire when it comes to the disparity that continues to exist in our nation right now?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Number one, people are always saying the church don't do enough. Then on the one hand, they're asking, why are you giving your money to the church? So you can't ask why are you giving your money to the church and then ask what is the church doing. All right? Then if you ask me if there's more that the government could do to assist the church to help its people, the answer is yes. I've been in position long enough where I've seen both parties of government, social service department, have asked the church to step in. Then my thing is then empower us to do a little bit more within our community that we could help alleviate that. Now, the challenge that brings is if my church is in Pinewood and the member of parliament for Pinewood is not the one I'm aligned to, that's where I think we have our issues that I think we have to take another look at. And again, as I say, get beyond the political boundaries, and whenever it happens, it happens. I've been around in Mount Tabor long enough to see the last 5 or 6 different governments, all of them been to Mount Tabor Church. All of them sat around the table and talked with us. All of them asked, how can we help? Because we are, if this is a religious country, then what about the religious tourism? And so we have done well in that. I don't think we have done good enough because it's a $700 million industry that the Bahamas is not tapping in for being a religious country. All right? But I believe there's so much more that we could do together than we can do apart.
Yeah. I want to talk a bit more about that, Bishop, about because as a pastor, you know firsthand about congregants who have needs that will never be displayed in the church, one, and could possibly not be met on their own. What position should churches be taking when they find themselves in a position with congregation, with members of the congregation who are literally between a rock and a hard place, right? And that viewpoint represents a subset of our nation that continues to be ignored or overlooked. How vocal should the church be, not just in making noise about it, if you will, but causing there to be change in that vein? Should now church leaders become political leaders to help address these issues, or should they just be saying, listen, man, government, successive governments come in and out, but these issues continue to persist. From my daddy was a pastor, so now me being a pastor, these same issues still happening in the same communities. What should the church's perspective be when it comes to that type of conversation, Bishop?
Let me answer one of the part where you say religious leaders getting involved with politics. I have absolutely no issue. None whatsoever. If they could get a seat around the table to help push certain things that they are aware of. Because when you are not around the main table, sometimes you are not heard. All right? I've sat around 2 or 3 boards in our country before, and it took you a while for them to understand I sit in the church too, and happen to see a little bit more than you'll probably say, particularly with the community that I live in. And so I don't have an issue with them getting involved with politics. My issue comes in, I believe, when the politics control you. That's where I think the issue comes in. But if you could still control the politics, preach the gospel, we've seen it done in the past, I don't have absolutely no issue. I had interest before, I'm not interested now, but if when I was an associate pastor, I had interest, that interest now has passed me. All right, I am just trying to build a church now, but I'll tell you this, any government who wins and looking for my support to help push the right agenda for the country and the body of Christ, you got me.
Yeah, and then that component, Bishop, about the things that pastors are privy to, if you will, right? The issues that continue to persist and just for generations been plaguing our nation. What should the church's perspective be and stance be on issues like that? The things that, even though in the way of national development, we see progress, we see forward movement, we see people getting more access, but there are still these fundamental breadbasket issues, if you will, that persist. How should the church's perspective on that be displayed in government or with these government leaders?
I think from a housing perspective, the government will have to take a look at with, I don't want to get in trouble by saying major churches, maybe that's what I could say. How do we create more halfway houses? Man, if you would be amazed to know how many people sleeping in cars, sleeping in corners, people are getting put out. I mean, somebody was told to get out and get out now. But where am I going? I don't care. Just get out of my house. Or some fall themselves on hard times. So there have been times we've been putting people up in hotels to get them through the night. And I'm talking sometimes 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. They calling on you. So I believe if the government works with churches or nonprofits a little bit more to create that, I think we'll start a process of helping people, and people have to understand. Now, this is a halfway house, which means you may get 3 months. After 3 months, you have to be able at that point pull yourself up from a discipline perspective to move on now so we can help the next person. So I believe there could be a little bit more collaboration to make some things happen.
If you had the opportunity, Bishop, you have the opportunity now to leave a spiritual admonition to those seeking office to lead our nation right now, what would you say to our prospective leaders of government?
Go read the preamble of the Constitution. Go read it, go understanding, And there's a portion of the Bible says, write the vision and make it plain, so those who read it could run with it. If you want to run for a seat in the election, then go understand what you are trying to run. This is what the preamble say. If you are not ready to go according to self-discipline, you the member of parliament, self-discipline. When you get in and realize all of this is available, don't sign stuff for you, don't sign hide stuff for you. No, self-discipline. All right, so understand what you are getting yourself into before you offer yourself and run to help the country. Because if you ain't helping the country, it means you're going in there to help yourself.
Yes, sir. The last thing I will ask you, Bishop, is when we think of all these, the ways that the Christian Council comes up and speaks out about certain issues, and then the people backlash, the Christian people need to go stay in the church and whatever. Right. What is the Christian Council's, I guess, goal and or mandate as a council? What should their role be in the way of guiding and helping our nations, our national leaders, to lead us in the future?
I don't think the Christian Council have enough legal teeth to do much. I don't think there's enough respect from national leaders for Christian leaders. So in order for that to help, first of all, the Christian Council itself needs a little more teeth legally. And then also we need a little more respect both ways for both entities and for both to understand. So I think the Christian Council could help more. But I think we are pacified with certain things to say, take this, and you all go sit in the corner. If we keep doing that, then we keep going backwards.
Absolutely. And at this point in our history and our legacy, we can't afford to go backwards.
No,
we
sir.
have to continue to forward, upward, onward together. Hallelujah.
Yes, indeed.
Hallelujah, Bishop. I feel like when I listen to these things that are made up in our national anthem, as you said earlier, our pledge, our motto.
Yes.
These things are of the Lord. They are of God.
They're what you have to go look at if you're saying write the vision and make it plain.
Yes.
See, it's like if you come into an organization, I say to people, we put people in charge to run an organization and you have no idea of the vision of the organization.
How you gonna run it?
How you gonna run it?
Wow.
If this is the vision for the organization, then you need to align with the vision for the organization.
Wow.
So if you want to run the country, then align with the preamble in our Constitution, and then you have to weigh the vision of each party to satisfy the party element and the country element.
Wow, what a sobering and just sacred conversation with Bishop Delton Ellis tonight. Thank you so much, Bishop, for walking us through this divine dialogue with grace, wisdom, and truth. You've heard tonight our admonition. If you're going to run the nation, you have to understand what the nation's vision is.
Yes.
Tonight, the church is not just to be relevant to national development. It's essential if we're going to move beyond where we are now, because not because it wants power, because it carries purpose. Not to control, but to cover.
Yes.
Not to govern politically, but to influence and ground spiritually. This conversation reminds us that our prayers and our policies must walk together. That our pulpits and our parliaments don't have to be in conflict, but they must be in concert. Because when righteousness and strategy meet, nations can truly flourish.
Yes.
To every spiritual leader listening, this is not the time to shrink. We need our spiritual leaders to continue to influence culture and advise our national leaders so that we can continue to raise up leaders who are rooted in integrity and speak truth, irrespective of what the fallout might be. And to our national leaders tuning in, don't silence the voice of the church. Invite the church in, not to necessarily help you to govern, but to advise in moments of frustration or moments of when there's lack of clarity.
Yes.
So where do we go from here, you ask? Perhaps we go back to where it all started, to our preamble. Perhaps we truly live, rule, and reign like we are a sovereign nation rooted in Christian values. This is the Rundown on Leadership, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you deeply for running it down with us tonight. When we talk about where we're going next, we can't falter, we can't get scary, we can't get weak in the knee. We have to lead our nation to where we've never been by doing what we've never done before. And that might mean leaders in the church stepping up. It might mean leaders in government relying more on the voices of the leaders that lead us in our country, in our congregations. We invite you to stay tuned to the ZNS Network with the Bahamas tonight at 11 p.m. It is the final newscast in the country with the latest news and information with Mr. Corwell Pyfram. This is Ahmad Shah Thompson for the Rundown on Leadership. Until next time, everyone, lead well, lead wisely, and lead as though the future of this country depends on it, because y'all, it absolutely does. We'll see you next week. The Lord Delay is calling. Have a great night, everyone.
After 30 years of banking, I've decided to take a leap of faith. I moved from banking into an untapped industry, which is